Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
Welcome back, man. Draft month.
Yeah, about time, man. It's like now it's like, how many, 3 weeks away? How many weeks away are we?
3.5 about, right?
Thank goodness, man. It's just like, because now we're to the point of the offseason where people are getting upset about visits. Like, the like, you know, how the top 20,
20
visits, whatever it is.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, the Jets are meeting with this one. I'm like, dude, we're at this point now. We're upset about visits. I'm just like,
good thing I stay off Twitter.
come on, man. You gotta join Twitter. You gotta be active. You gotta enjoy the chaos, man.
Trying to get back, man. I'm trying.
Well, there is no try in this world. Either you do or you don't. So what are you gonna do here, man?
All right, I'll get back on Twitter.
So first off, one thing is we recently passed 8,000 subscribers. So we want to thank everybody, man, because that is just completely crazy. When we first started this, we had no idea what we were doing. We probably still don't know what we're doing. But it just kind of been like, it's been a wild ride, a lot of chaos, a lot of fun, a lot of money raised for charity, which we take a lot of pride in too. But 8,000 subscribers is pretty crazy, man. So thank everybody for just joining us, subscribing, and interacting with us. It's just super cool, man.
Yeah, it means everything, guys. Appreciate that. You know, when we started, like you just said, I mean, we had no idea what to expect. And, you know, to still be doing this thing 7 years later and just to, you know, watch how the community's grown that we've built here, it's phenomenal to watch. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, and we get the third amigo here too. Wait, he's almost on time. Almost.
Oh, only 2 minutes.
What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? What's going
What's
on,
up, man?
Yeah, amazing. How you guys doing, man?
Beard's looking extra fresh tonight.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Working as always.
So what we were saying, Tyrone, is recently we passed 8,000 subscribers. We're just like thanking everybody because that's for three bozos like us, man. That's pretty cool.
But you know, with me, like I don't know if everyone remember, but I was just Tyrone from Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a regular caller, so you guys bringing me a part of this, and you know, just being a regular guy calling every week. You know, getting kicked off the show for using profanity. You know, just voicing my opinion, man. So. You know, it's been a blessing, man, to be able to be a part of this, man. So I want to thank everybody that supported me and been there for me, even on my good takes and bad takes, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. So I love you guys and appreciate it, man. Thank you, everyone. So
now we're trying to share all this happiness. And here comes Nick firing right the bat. What's up, Tyson in prime time? What's up, Jets fan? Tyson, you still suck at Pong. Yeah, come on, man. We're trying to embrace Pong. We're gonna play. Listen, we're gonna play, man. And we're gonna have like a big production when we play. It'll all be fully filmed. We're gonna have like cameras. We'll have all kinds of. We're gonna make it a full blown production here. We may even bring like Steve to be like the referee or something like that. You know how good he is.
I have an idea. I think at some point in training camp we've got to like get together at some bar and just do like a March Madness style like beer pong tournament.
I'm down, man. I'm completely down.
Got to do it.
So it's up, everybody. We'll bring on callers in a couple minutes. We'll just go over like right now, it's like rumor season. Everybody thinks they know what the Jets are doing or don't know what they're doing, but the biggest rumor right now is the Jets making a trade for a wide receiver. You know, according to who you believe, A.J. Brown is not available. I think everybody's available to make the right offer, but right now they're saying A.J. Brown's not available, but DK Metcalf could be because Seattle could be taking phone calls. And then there's a guy down in Washington that it's like, all right, we can't get A.J. Brown, we can't get Metcalf, but we'll go down to Washington and see what they're gonna, what we can do with them. So what are your guys' thoughts, man? You think this is just people chasing clicks? You think there's anything to it, or what do you think?
I think it's legitimate just because if you look at the receivers that have kind of reset the market, between Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams, the contracts they got, you're talking about 3 players that are on the last year of their contract, not to mention Deebo Samuel also. So all 4 of these guys, they're going to be looking for new deals. So I think absolutely if they're talking with their teams and their agents not, on the right offer, you make your deal. You try to get him in house. Absolutely. Get a number 1 wideout in here. I think Brandon Cook's also a 3rd round pick. I mean, that's what they're looking for. Yep. You can get him in here, draft your receiver. Maybe it's not as much of a need at 4 and 10 if you got him in house. So I think they've got a few different avenues that they can go down.
Yeah,
you think, Tyrone?
I totally agree with prime time. I think if it's sometimes when the smoke is fire, I think some of these things are getting leaked out probably by the agents. But these guys are going to be looking for really big contract, and a lot of these teams are good football teams that are already probably going to be cap strapped. So, I think it's more there. I mean, and if Joe D can pull this off, man, and not have to give up the farm to get it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, AJ Brown or DJ Metcalf in this offense, and I like the prime time idea. Somebody like Brandon Cook. Listen, I've liked Brandon Cook for the longest
Yep.
time. I just think all he does is just produce, man. A guy like that, you get him for a third, maybe even a fourth or a fourth and a third next year, something like that. And you got a guy that can come in that's going to produce, give you a 1,000-yard receiver, and then you draft someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been saying this second round, and move forward, man. That's all we want to do, man. It's about improving this team, man. So I'm with it.
See, and the thing is, and then the other thing it comes down to is it's just about compensation, where it's, oops, I threw a button here, but it's just like I'm kind of in the boat where I want to do the same compensation they're ready to go for Tyreek Hill, who's one of the best receivers in football. I'm willing to get that same kind of stuff for Metcalf or something like that. But I'm trying in all my powers to give up that number 10 pick or number 4 pick. Like I was just
going to ask, would you give up that number 10 for Metcalf? Because I feel like I maybe
just
would
that
for
pick,
AJ
just one
Brown.
pick?
Yeah, for Metcalf,
just number
I don't know
10.
if I would
That's
do
it for Metcalf.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
one pick I would do.
agree with you
I
guys.
don't want to do a package of number 1 pick this year, 2 second rounders, number 1 pick next year. Like I want those first round picks, dude. I just do.
Because you still have to do all of that plus still pay them. So that's a lot to give up. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want a monster contract. So you know what I'm saying? Like I think that what I'm saying, you want to give them. I mean, you want to get them for a good price, but you still got to give them 20, 25 million a year. Shit, that's a lot of money.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm just to the point now where it's like, the Tyreek Hill, you gave up everything but your first rounders, the second round pick, stuff like that. I don't know. And I understand there could be a market, there could be a lot of competition for Metcalf too. Who knows? But I'm just trying to keep those first round picks. And then the other story is that, there's been a lot of debates on social media about what the whole draft is. Like, listen, there are plenty of rumors that the first 3 picks could be, edge rushers. So with that 4th pick, do you go out and take the best offensive lineman available? And I understand the premise of this, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it, and I genuinely don't care, is that my answer is no, because it's an abundance of riches. And for me, I want players that will contribute now, that will help us now. So if that means you got to go to corner, you got to go somewhere else. I want players that can help us now. I'm not into that whole offensive lineman of 4. I can't do it.
Did you see the tweet from Connor Hughes about how GMs like try to structure their draft always
I don't
looking
give
1
a
year
fuck
ahead?
what- I
But
don't
you
care. I
don't
don't
think that
care.
makes sense though?
But
You're sitting there at
sense.
number 4.
players that contribute
You have a
this
chance
year.
to get a premium tackle, and you
Right.
don't know for sure if Fant's going to be here. You don't know for sure if Becton's going to be healthy. So yes, for 1 year, it's an abundance of riches. But next year, you have hopefully 2 guaranteed tackles.
Yeah,
It's a good problem to have for your own
but
quarterback.
I'm not like
Yo,
I'm
it's-
tired of I understand like you want to worry about the future, all that shit. You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about this year and trying to find ways to win this year and giving Zach Wilson the best chance to be good this year.
And
This
it can
team,
help
like,
you this year.
how's that?
Well,
I mean, I listen. Everybody has their own opinion. If you want to take a guy that's going to sit for a year and not play and just watch him there, that's fine with you. I don't want it. I want edge rushers, receivers. If you're in that position, you know what? There's going to be somebody that wants that offensive tackle. They want Neal or, they want him, then trade up, forget him, and we can trade back. I'd rather do that than take offensive lineman. That's just my personal opinion.
You know what I want it for. You know what I'm saying? You know what I want it for. But I understand
Sauce.
both points. Listen, you already know what it is. But listen, I mean, I understand both points. I understand Tyson's point of having the guy, but I understand primetime points as well of taking the tackle that, you know what I'm saying, like to have
are we
top
truly
4 elite tackle.
But are we truly in a position right now to take players and worry about the future? We're a team that needs it. We need players for this year. We need to win now. We need to be competitive now. I'm not.
I mean, true
like,
indeed, Tyson, but we
it's
still
like,
have a first.
we're
We
not.
still have a first round pick.
I understand, but you know what? You get that. Just say, for example, instead of having your offensive lineman sitting there, you take Sauce, or you trade back, or you take a receiver there, take your best receiver there, or you take Hamilton, you take whoever it is. These are guys that are contributing this year and helping you win this year. To me, it's like, I get it, but we're not a team that's in a position to say, you know what, we can just push some of our shit down the line from next. Let's worry about next year and next year and next year. I'm worried about this year, man. And I respect everybody has to take about that. I just don't agree with it. I'm not there.
If it was a developmental player where you're saying, all right, in a year he's going to be ready, I would understand that. But for 1 year, it's a luxury in the sense that everything goes perfect. Becton stays healthy for a full 17 games, and you sign Fant to an extension knowing that he's going to be your long-term answer at the other tackle spot. Then, yes, it's a luxury. But if one of those two, if Fant ends up walking at the end of the year, who's your other tackle? If Becton's not healthy,
that's a big if.
But that could be a big problem this year. And for Zach Wilson going into his second year,
if Fant is your, just say, for example, say Becton beats out Fant and Fant plays right tackle. Okay, fine. And then if you think, you know what, we want to be here for another couple of years, throughout the season, you organize, you negotiate an extension.
That's why they should get that done now. If they think he's part of your,
but I'm like,
your
but that's why
plans,
the whole thing.
That's
why the whole thing of alignment now doesn't make any sense to me. It just like I'm open minded. Like I understand all the philosophies, but I'm like, listen, we have people here. Like to me, I like Tyrone. I'd even go with like you. Like I'd go corner there, or I would say, listen, if you're in a position where the best offensive lineman's available at 4, and right now in theory with Becton hopefully coming back, he's posting videos like crazy. You have a guy, a Fant that everybody loves. But like, you know what? Somebody's going to want this guy. Somebody trade up and get him. We trade back a little bit. And then, because then if you're at that point, you're probably on your fourth pass rusher, which obviously it's like, all right, it's diminished value there. You probably don't want to take a receiver there that high, I would guess, you know, or you take a corner. But I don't know. I can't
listen, both points make sense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I think in the long run, man, I think that they're looking at, we're not going to be picking this high for a while. So, you know, taking a luxury like that. Hopefully, this team, you know what I'm saying? Listen, the improvements that we see so far, you know what I'm saying, in this draft can really help a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I think that moving back anyway is a good idea. But listen, if the pass rush is not there at 4, I'm going with Sauce. I don't want nothing else. I'm sorry. I don't care who's there.
And just let me be clear before I start getting like all sorts of hate. Like offensive line is not my preference. But I would totally understand it if they viewed picking at number 4 as an opportunity to get another staple at tackle with questions at both your other tackle spots right now.
I mean, listen, obviously I'd respect
Zach Wilson's too important. He's too important.
I respect it.
With what we've watched for the last 5 years.
Yeah, but I understand it. But you know what? At some point, you have to. They also had faith in saying, you know what? We're going to stand pat with Becton. They didn't trade him. We're going to keep Fant our left tackle. That you have to have some kind of confidence in what we have. Like, all right, listen. We can't go always worst case scenario. Well, what if this guy gets hurt? What if the sky falls? What if he gets in a car crash? What if I fucking eat bad fish?
Yo,
you know,
didn't we just sign somebody today, though? Did we just sign a tackle
Greg Senat or something like that?
Yeah, but I'm saying
even if Fant does play well, and let's hope, you know, Becton stays healthy, Fant plays well. Are they still going to meet whatever his demands are at the end of the year to 3-4 year extension?
You're going to have a shitload of cap space next year.
Oh, it wouldn't even be about the money.
To me, I'm acting like we're a competent organization. If you have a left tackle that's playing well, as a competent organization, you get the guy fucking locked up for a couple more years and we move on. That's it.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Do it now.
Well, let him prove it. Let him earn. First of all, let him earn the job.
Well, if he does it again, the price is going to go up, isn't it?
So what? Let him. First of all, let Becton him.
But I'm saying if they're not meeting his price now, and he does it again for a full year,
let him be the left tackle first. You can pay him left tackle money if he's playing right tackle.
All right, see him prove it.
Yeah.
That's it. Let him earn the job.
That's why I said I can understand as we're talking about not even knowing who our left tackle and right tackle are going to be. It's understandable that they want to have another guy in house as insurance for this year, but as a staple going forward in 2023. If Fant's going to cost you too much, you got your rookie in house on his rookie contract for the next 4 years.
But let me ask you a question. What did
understandable.
they tackle and move Becton?
To where? Guard? Where?
No.
You got Verichuk and you got Tomlinson. Just trade him?
To another team, yes, sir.
Oh, well, that's a whole other animal then.
Yeah.
And what's his value even right now?
I mean, that would be the only move.
You probably want to see him back on the field first before you try to trade him.
Nah, I mean, the kid, you see the videos he's posting?
Yeah, so the 405-pound bench press on the floor.
On the ground, on the floor? Yes, sir. That's a lot.
So, and then the other draft topic, I'm glad Cliff mentioned this because it's another hot topic that we get a lot on our Twitter account, is saying, you know, a lot of people are saying, and Tyrone, you said it, you know, if we take a corner in the first round, and some people are like, you know what? And this is where it gets funny because there's like, how do you say this? There are certain narratives on social media where either the team's pushing it or certain writers are pushing it. We're like, you know, Salah's defense is predicated on this. They don't need such and such. So there are some people saying, you know what? It's all about pass rush and the safeties, and the corners, now that they sign Reed, aren't as much as a priority because you already have Hall, you have Carter, you have Eccles, where corner's not really a big deal. So you don't have to worry about them in the first round. I mean, well, I'll start with you, Kevin. Like, how do you feel about that?
it kind of makes sense, not from the scheme standpoint, but just looking at the rest of the needs on the team. Pass rush is definitely a priority. We still have questions about our linebackers. We're talking about offensive line already. You still need a number one wide receiver. So, like, you look at all these things, I think all that's probably more important than getting a number one corner. Tyrone, your thoughts?
I mean, look at our division. Look at the receivers just in our division. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Miami just got two killers over there. You know what I'm saying? The Patriots got a good passing game.
The Bills are
and
loaded.
Buffalo, exactly. So why not grab the best cornerback in the draft? Why not improve your team that way? You know what I'm saying? Because you need multiple sets. Listen, is he better? Is Sauce better than Hall? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely an upgrade in my eyes over Hall. You know what I'm saying? Hall has been okay, but he hasn't been great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, exactly. I didn't want to say that, but you know what I'm saying? Just because he ended up being our starter. But what I'm saying to you is this. This kid is phenomenal. This kid is phenomenal. He's a different level kind of cornerback. This kid is all about football. He's kind of player that can come in and not be Revis, but Revis-esque. You know what I'm saying? So you can get a guy in. And listen, man, you can be able to have guys to be able to have to cover and have to move and have to tackle. And that's something we haven't had, man. Why not take the best? He would be the best player there for if those bookends are gone. There's nobody.
So now,
there's nobody that's,
but the argument is that if the Jets have a next level pass rush, say you have Lawson, say you get another pass rush, you have a better scheme, apparently, whatever else, that pass rush can overcome deficiencies in the secondary, and you can scheme around certain guys, especially with the addition of Reed. So, like, is it really that much a priority where it's like you could almost make a case, and I'm not saying it's because of Hamilton, like, you know what? You may look at a case that they can go other positions over corner. Maybe it's linebacker or safety.
I mean,
I think also, just real quick, I think also just to evaluate some of the younger guys. I mean, you drafted a ton of young kids over the last couple of years. They've all had chances to play already between Eccles, Guidry's been out there, Michael Carter. Like, you got all these young kids, Isaiah Dunn. Like, give him another year. You got DJ Reed, who should be in your number one spot now. Hall in a number two. I think that's a more favorable matchup for him going up against number two wide receivers. You got him some safety help. So let's see what all these young kids do in another year. Knowing the system, see how they improve.
I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not going to argue with that at all. But let me ask you a question. If you don't take Sauce at 4, bookends are gone. We're not taking a tackle. What at 4 would you take? What's there? Listen, there's another line, but you would take the 4th best pass rusher?
It's tough, man. But you wouldn't think receiver there. I think taking a receiver at 4 is probably too high, right?
4 is too high. Yeah, it's too high. I mean, if there was a receiver there that blew our mind, if the kid from Alabama was healthy and he was there at 4, and I'm looking at the board like that, I would take him at 4. Just because of the kind of player he is, you know what you're getting. Right. But him not being healthy, who at 4 would you take? Prime time, I'm asking you. If you don't take Sauce, if you're not taking a tackle, you're not taking the bookends are gone, who are you taking at 4?
Well, I said I would still consider a tackle. If you have Aquanu as your best player available on the board, it wouldn't faze me to take a tackle at 4. It wouldn't be my preference, but if it's pass rushers first 3 picks, Thibodeau, he's gone, Hutchinson's gone, and let's say Trayvon Walker or Jermaine Johnson, whichever one. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not taking the 4th best pass rusher there.
Question though, is there a linebacker at 4 you would take to make a difference?
Probably not.
Nope.
Yeah. Probably not. Not at 4.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Maybe you trade back too.
I mean, yeah. Who wants to come up, knowing that we're in that position? You know what I'm saying?
Team that wants a quarterback, offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that. Well,
I still don't think that 3 pass rushers are going though. The first 3 picks. I don't think it's going to happen.
It'd be interesting though. I'm just saying, there's a lot of different things out there, but just like it's trying to see what everybody's priority is and like what position would you actually do, So I'm sharing the link now, you bastards, Jose.
I think that's where you get into trouble too, though. Just like trying to focus so much on needs. Like at this point, we have so much flexibility in terms of cap space and draft picks, and guys that are on like the last year of their contracts or contracts that you can get out of. Just find some studs wherever they play. Who cares? Find studs.
I completely disagree.
You need playmakers.
I kind of.
You need playmakers.
I mean, a little bit Tyson. I understand as well. I mean, listen, I think drafted for need sometimes is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you're going to reach for something. That's what I want to take a receiver out forward.
I'm not saying take like a fucking defensive tackle or something. Yeah.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is that sometimes we get to reaching for players for need. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So how about this? Aaron? Best player available at a position of need, a high position of need.
Oh,
That's fine.
no
Yeah.
brainer. You know what I'm saying?
Between
No brainer.
receiver,
Absolutely.
O-line, corner, safety, and pass rush.
But
He
is
takes
O-line a
the
position?
guys out of
Is
those
O-line
five.
a position of need right now?
I think so.
Why? You have 5
I mean,
starters.
hold on.
Yeah,
Listen,
for
let's break
now.
it down. What's our
Potentially 3
three biggest
of them
needs
could
for
be
this
gone next
team?
year.
Right? Yo, since
Yeah, but I'm
the
not. I'm not.
offseason,
I'm not drafting about next year. I'm looking at my team right now. My team right now, I have 5 starters. If anything, if you want to draft a mentor from or a kid that's going to learn McGovern, I'm fine with
But that's
that.
why I
later on in the
brought up
draft.
the Connor Hughes tweet. Like, do you really think GMs go into a draft thinking like what I need this year or a
I'm
year
not.
ahead?
Well,
Especially
see,
especially
I
in the middle
don't
of a
give.
rebuild.
I don't give a fuck about Connor Hughes. And what my personal opinion is, I'm not drafting an offensive lineman at 4 because I'd rather get best player available at a position of need that I have for this year. That's what I'm drafting. Like for me, it's like if there's a pass rusher there, it's good. I'm taking him. Like that's what I want.
I don't care that Connor Hughes tweeted. I'm saying I just think it makes sense from a GM perspective as you're in the middle of a rebuild to pick players that you think are going to be great at their position. If you can get a top 5 guy, I don't care where it is. Get me a top 5 guy because we don't have that. That's what we need.
You take a Hamilton at 4 then.
If he's the best player available on your board, sure. We could use help in the secondary. We need a pass rush. We need weapons. We need offensive line for the future.
That's gonna be the guy.
What's the three biggest needs for this team right now after free agency and everything else? What's the 3 biggest needs?
Pass rusher, receiver,
rush, secondary, number 1 wideout.
Right.
Well, listen,
probably.
I think taking a pass rusher at 4, if all the other 3 were gone, I think my metaphor is still formidable at that end. I would take him at 4 if I had to. But for me, my choice would be Sauce Gardner. But you know what I'm saying? Like one of those guys are going to be there. You know what I'm saying? You know who I want there. I want Thibodeau there. If Thibodeau's there. I don't care how he.
Yeah, but you know what?
This kid is absolutely what we need.
And the thing about Thibodeau is interesting now because there's more and more negative shit coming out around him. And it's so weird how every time there's always one player to get this stuff starts leaking out. But now it's like not leaking out from like some dumbass blogger or some guy trying to chase clicks or some like bullshitsports.com. It's actually like legitimate analysts are saying it now. Like, hey man, he didn't do really well at the interviews. He was kind of arrogant here, did some things there, like things that like red flags from reputable people too. So you're like, all right, where does that mean? Does that, especially when you hear the way that Joe Douglas and those guys talked about, they want high character guys love the game of football, first guys in, last guys out, they want to be here for a reason. They really want to be like great competitors. Does that scare you off a little bit, Tyrone? Because there's a lot of smoke now surrounding him now.
You know what? This is what I look at too as well. You got a really, really good young and talented coaching staff that can motivate this kid to be everything he's supposed to be. This kid he's concerned about who he is and he's confident. Listen, sometimes you can't mistake somebody's confidence for arrogance. You know what I'm saying? The kid thinks he's the best player in the draft. You know what I'm saying? I cannot clear that.
All the top 10 guys say that.
But what I'm saying is this though. But the Jets met with him all day. Yesterday? All day out to dinner. So you know what I'm saying? Listen, if I take him, I'm saying solid key work with him. Can you pump this kid up? He's gonna be held accountable from the guys in the locker room. You got Lawson on the other end. You got CJ Mosley. You have leaders in the locker room that can come in and say, look, young man, I understand what you want to do, but this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to win. Are you going to be a part of this? So I think that they're going to do their due diligence. I mean, I think that a lot of times they pick these kids and the kid makes a wrong comment or the kid makes a statement and they run with it. And a lot of these teams are trying to get these kids value to come down so they'll fucking be there when they draft them. You know what I'm saying?
So my follow-up question is, and I agree, listen, man, sometimes you need game-breaking talent and there may be some question marks surrounding him, but the question is, if there are these rumors around him, it could be teams wanting to see him fall for their own whatever thing. Yep. But would you have confidence in your second year head coach saying, you know what, I will be his mentor. I will get the best out of him. Do you have confidence in Saleh and Ulbrich to get the most out of his player if those things are potentially true?
I'll go first. I think so. Listen, what's the one thing everyone loves about Saleh? Man, he's leading them in. He's a motivator. He gets these guys pumped up. They'll run through a wall.
But will he hold them accountable? Will he get through to them though? And then the reason why I'm like, listen, and I'll say I kind of have some faith in him because the way he's handling Becton right now. Like he's holding Becton accountable. He sure the fuck held Mims accountable for whatever hell he was doing. And as the season played out, he benched Van Rote and he started doing things. So like I have a level of confidence that he'll do that. But I mean, Kevin, what do you think? Do you think Saleh will be the guy that said, listen, we're bringing you here, but we got to let a fire in your ass, and we're not going to tolerate slack off play.
I think that's clearly the kind of culture and environment that he's trying to foster. So yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to hold a rookie accountable. But I think what Tyrone was saying, as far as guys like Carl Lawson, C.J. Mosley, I think those are the real guys that are going to show him the way, show him how it's done at the NFL level. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Guys that have been around, guys that have proven it, guys that have earned that big paycheck. Like you can coach up a rookie, and it's not like he seems like he's a complete mess. I mean, right now it just seems like a couple bad interviews, and I don't know what the character issues are that they're saying. I haven't seen all the articles, but if the kid has talent, you got to trust your environment to be able to build him up the right way.
There's always one player every year that drops. It's always always one. I think that's the one. Yeah.
But my one problem with that is I haven't heard anything about his character issues. I heard about interviewing and his attitude. I heard that's more the lines of what. Now listen, if it comes to
and then quitting
issues,
like work ethic stuff too, man.
I mean, listen, like you said, Tyson. Every year this is done. It's all manipulation. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all we like this guy. You know what I'm saying? You see guys that get drafted that never interviewed with the team, never met with him, but then they're taking the kid because he's ranked higher on your board. That's why I went 40 times.
Tape don't lie. Tape don't lie. Trust the tape.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you know what though? But Tyrone, look at how many times we've done draft shows where fans are like, we got to get this guy. We get this guy first round, second round. These guys are going third, fourth round for a reason. Like guys just drop. I mean, last year was how many guys we wanted went a round or two later than we thought they were going to go.
Yep.
So he'd be one of those guys.
Tyson, I'll say this right here as well, though. Listen, and I'll give a prime example. The running back from Buffalo, what's the kid's name?
Singletary?
Singletary or Moss?
Singletary. Yeah, Singletary. Yo, Singletary dropped like crazy. Why? Because he had a bad 40 time. But fucking Tate never lied. That's the problem with getting enamored with these guys that run these 4.34s and 4.3. I don't care what you run. At the end of the day, if you don't play at that speed, it doesn't matter. You understand
but they're not even. But they're not talking about his athletic ability and speed. They're talking about just could be some of his mentals, could be just his attitude, just his work ethics, demeanor, like shit like that. Where it's just like the one guy saying they saw him quitting in plays. Like if you're playing for like in college, man, a lot of times you're playing for a contract then, man. Like you got to put out your best tape out there. If you're mailing stuff in, be like, you know what? I think I've already accomplished myself. I think I've already made it. That could be a red flag too. Now I'm not saying I have a.
No, I understand where you come from.
That could also be him just making business decisions too.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna hurt myself or get hurt. You know what I'm saying before. But listen, look at I feel like this. Yeah. What scares me more than anything is somebody like Randy Gregory. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that. Somebody that that had problems before they got in the league. I don't want to play like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be honest with you. There are 4 good bookends in this draft. 4. So by process of elimination, we're going to get one of them. You know what I'm saying? The kid from Florida State. Yeah, he's a little rough on the edges, but the kid, you know what I'm saying, dominated. You know what I'm saying? The kid from Georgia, Walker. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be one there. And I'm going to be honest with you. My man from Michigan, I think he's overrated. I'm telling you. I watched him play against Georgia. And yes, and I watched him get manhandled. That kid from Georgia, that tackle from Georgia, fucking manhandled him. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't he only have like one great year? Like before that, he only had like 3.5 sacks or something.
Exactly. Like listen, this is what happens with players, man. They get caught up on what they've done. But look, he had a kid on the other side of him that was a monster who just tore his Achilles, bro. And that's somebody you can grab. You know what I mean? That's somebody you can get in the second round. That's kind of stuff you got to look at, man. It's playing in the head, man. I get one. We need more than one.
And just in case the ones that are tuning in late, no, you did not miss Tyrone Shotgun, who now owes us 2 because he hasn't made a video in 2 weeks. So now it's 2 shotguns he owes us.
Hold on. Listen. Let me say this right here. Let me
get the videos in the mail.
Let me clear this up for you. Tyrone will be home next Tuesday. Tyrone will do his shotguns next Tuesday. I owe you guys 2. I will give you 2. No problem.
Perfect.
Man, my word.
That's good.
8,000 subscribers. I'm going to do it for y'all.
All right, prime time. Since you have the ability to do this much faster than I can, you can pick the callers tonight.
I hate when you put it on me.
Come on, man.
All right, let's go with Steve.
What's up, Steve?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
We're ready.
Doing pretty good.
Just a confrontational show tonight.
I know, right? Well, just shows that we're all passionate about this team, right? Just what way do you want to go, right?
Yep.
So something that I
want to go.
Well, before we even get to the draft, I mean, I would still love to see in some form a wide receiver trade pre-draft, whoever it is, right? Just because I want to open up the chance that we go best player available at both 4 and 10, where it seems like right now, if nothing happened, it seems like almost 10 has to be wide receiver, even whether people agree if 10's too high or not. Now, like Olave is flying up boards that people think that wide receivers are going a lot more often in the first round this year than we originally thought. You got the back half of the draft. It's just tough to wait until the second round, I think, at this point with all this influx of talent that people are now talking about at these recent visits. So I would still like to see a trade before the draft for wide receiver because I think that really opens up 10, assuming we still had 10, even if we made a trade. But I just want to have flexibility at both picks rather than be locked into one.
So if they don't do a trade, which we don't know about that, do you feel like the Jets had to be committed to a first round pick on a receiver?
I mean, unfortunately, I think they might have to. I mean, whether we agree or not, like we said about value, I think they're going to have to because they showed their cards, right? I mean, they showed that, like, great, we're desperate. We need to get a receiver in here. We need a proven guy. I don't know if they want to take the risk of, waiting another, 25 picks or whatever it's going to be after that mark. So, and like we mentioned, all these other guys are starting to shoot up boards. People think Chris Olave from Ohio State might go in the top 15 now. He was like a top 20, 25 pick. So who knows what happens on draft day, but I think there's a lot of hype going on, and I think there's a lot more receiver needy teams in the league than we realized, until the last week or two.
Is there any way that the board could – oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, go.
I was just going to say real quick, is there any way that like the board could shake out at like 4 and 10 where you'd be okay with passing on receiver and then trying to package the 2 number 2s to move up? Like if you could get like a Gardner and then like a Jermaine Johnson at 10 or something like that, or vice versa. If you can get Thibodeau at 4 and then like Hamilton slips to 10.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I'm fine if they didn't go receiver at 10, but in as a result of that, I want them to trade up to get a guy as a result. I'm not comfortable waiting until the second round, just hoping, all right, let's see who's left at this point. Let's take that chance. So do what you want at 4 and 10, assuming we have every pick until the draft. But if you're going to take whoever you want at 4 and 10, that's not receiver. I want them trading up to get the guy they want at that point.
100%.
Hey, Steve, I had a question. What receiver would you like with either 10 or moving back up for? What receiver do you have your eye on? And what receiver would you say that you would value at 10?
I mean, the typical answer I feel like at this point is Garrett Wilson. I feel like everyone says that recently, but I'm still fine, with Garrett Wilson. Drake London, I don't know as well, but I know he's pretty touted. Some people don't like him either, but just someone that, obviously they're looking for character on all that stuff. So someone that's going to get along and, work hard as a rookie, but at the same time, someone that fits the route running scheme, not, drafting like a Mims that's meant for a different scheme, and someone that's a direct fit for this offense, not just like, oh, that guy could be good, but is he meant for this offense? Like, I want someone that's a direct fit. Like some prior years, we were drafting, 3-4 defensive tackles for a 4-3, et cetera. I want that direct fit for this offense.
So what is your take on Jamison Williams, man? Where it's just, a guy that everybody easily was said he was number one receiver going into it before his injury. Now you see the workout video, everybody's like, oh shit, maybe there's a chance he can be ready for training camp. Where does he fall in your realm?
So I think, if he was healthy, he's everyone's wide receiver 1. I don't think there's anyone else that will debate that, in terms of pure talent when healthy. Yeah, he's definitely the number 1. And if they took him thinking like, all right, he's ahead of schedule, maybe he's only going to miss the first quarter of the season at best, maybe I'm fine if they do that. But if that's the case, the Jets also need to take one in round 2 or 3 as a backup insurance policy. Like, obviously, the injury could be worse, even though he's ahead of schedule. But if they want to go for it at 10, sure. But make sure you take one more in round 2 or 3. That's just my opinion on that. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's, we've talked about so many different directions, but it's nice that we actually have flexibility, right? I mean, it seems like we're pinned in a corner, needing an edge and a wide receiver. But...
Hold on now. Is there a world that you would take an offensive lineman at pick 4?
No, honestly, I wouldn't. I understand everyone's take, and Tyrone, Kevin, everyone's who is open to alignment at 4. I'm open to it if it's really something that is going on that we don't know, but I would rather avoid that. I mean, I'd want to go defensive end at 4. We've neglected it for 20 years, but if we're not picking the top 2 or 3 edges, I would go Sauce Gardner or somebody like that. Linebacker, like you guys said, I think it's too high. I think linebacker's too high for number 4. But I think it's edge and then sauce, and then you evaluate from there. But I just don't think offensive lineman is in the cards right now. I just don't. I still think that you're going to see some random draft night trades between 1 through 10. Like of some sort, something's going to happen. We don't know. I mean, the Saints just made that random trade yesterday with the Eagles. Something else is going to happen between now and then.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean,
it's a weird off season to begin with, but this is just
yeah.
Why,
one more thing. I'll let you guys go. Oh yeah, go ahead, Tyrone.
I said, why is it, man, the year that we have 2 picks in the top 10, bro, there's no quarterback is available.
Always.
Yeah, you can't make
I
this
know.
up, bro. Why is this our luck? Oh,
Hey Tyrone,
know.
but Tyrone, it could be a lot worse. We could be in the market for a quarterback right now. Imagine that, trying to pick you.
That would have been bad.
We'd be out of our minds right now.
Look.
Yep.
Making yourself like
We
somebody.
probably wouldn't even have these picks. We probably would have traded for one already.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, one more thing, and I'll let you guys go. I was able to meet Zach Wilson on Sunday at this autograph show in northern New Jersey, and just wanted to say, I mean,
That's awesome.
not even just behind the camera. I mean, dude is humble. He's really, really cares about what's going on in your life too. He just seems like a normal guy, and he just seems super hungry. I mean, that sounds really typical. We've said that a lot about a lot of Jet players, but guy seems really motivated and just super down to earth. But he said he's ready to go for the season. So
awesome. That's great,
But-
man.
yeah,
Thanks for calling,
well,
great call.
Yep. Thanks again, guys. Bye bye.
Hey, good call. Steve.
Good talking to you, man.
Great call, man.
Too.
Great call, man.
Tell Ball says hi. It's just that's funny as shit.
I'm sure he knows
All right,
you.
prime time. You're leading the show.
No, you
here,
pick the
man.
next one.
Fuck. Let's see. What do
I
we
picked the leadoff
want?
hitter.
Let's go with John. Let's see what John. I'll bring him on myself. What's up, John?
We got 2 Johns.
John Street 100 Jets. And he's is he muted?
Yo, John.
What happened? What are we doing
Gotta be
here?
muted.
Is he like is he in an attic and we can't hear him?
Yo, you muted. Unmute.
Attic or dungeon?
mute,
I don't
mute.
know. I don't know if he's calling for help.
Is it like a garage?
He might
Can't
have
hear
been
you.
taken. That looks like
He's
the
like a
place they took, Liam
lumberjack.
Neeson
2
after they found him.
fingers
Yeah.
if you need
I feel,
help.
I feel like it's like a horror movie where he's going
2
to
fingers
just
if you need help.
Now,
Scream. Point.
a horror movie. But
You okay?
and the
Now he's in
slash running
darkness.
behind him. You see somebody running behind with like the knife.
Are you okay? Scream.
dude,
Yeah, you remember. 2 fingers.
oh, there's
bro.
2
Yes.
fingers. Oh,
He's okay.
Yeah.
You're waiting for like now the slasher comes in. Woof. And it's
Nah, I'm hanging up, bro, and everybody, bro. See y'all call me. Put my check in the mail. I'm not coming back
well,
on.
we'll go to John in
Oh,
Atlanta.
shit.
What's up, man?
Thank you. This is the joint
Uh,
it should have been.
yeah.
You're not
I
running
would have
from,
picked you next.
Kevin's like, John, I'm like, that's
Yo! What's up, big baby?
me. Man, what's going on, everybody?
Yo, what you been up to, man? How you been, man?
Man, just parlaying, chilling, working, paying bills. Same old, same old.
Yo, congratulations on the little one, man.
Appreciate it. She
very
just turned
proud.
7 months.
Y'all remember
Appreciate it,
John from
appreciate it.
Atlanta, man?
Congrats,
Before
man.
we go to the Atlanta game and beat the strip club. Y'all remember that? This is John,
Oh my
baby. Tyson, I know you remember strip club, yo, so you gotta say what you
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Prayers goes out to the guy y'all texted out who's fighting a good fight. I forgot his name. I think it was Guillermo or one of y'all texted out. I just want to say prayers and condolences and hope he's doing all right.
Yes, sir.
So,
So how
What's
you feeling,
going
man?
on, guys?
Give us some
Oh,
draft
I'm
takes
good.
here, man. Give us our first controversial topic is what do you want to do about if there's we take an offensive lineman at 4.
No.
All
Our
right.
offensive line is set. Just like Tyson said, we need somebody who's going to contribute this year, not sit on the bench and hope to come in if somebody gets hurt.
Okay. So second thing is if there are the top 3 edge rushers are gone, how do you handle the 4th pick? Are you going corner? Would you go receiver? What would you do there?
I'm going 2 positions, and I'll tell you who. If the order is Hutchinson, Walker, Thibodeau, I'm either going Gardner or I'm going Johnston. I'm
Okay.
definitely one of those
I agree
2.
with that. I agree with that. We're at 10.
So what are you doing at 10 then?
And then at 10, I'm going to go wide receiver depending on who's there. Because I want Gary Wilson, but if he goes, I'll take London. But if both of those are off the board, I'm trading back and hopefully I can get Burke Traylon Burks probably like 16, 19, 20, somewhere on there.
If Wilson's
Hopefully.
off the board, would you feel okay trading back as far as like the drop off between London and Burks? Like, do you think there's that much of a drop off between either of those guys, or even like an Olave or somebody like that?
I'll still wait till like maybe try and trade with Pittsburgh at 20 to get Burks.
Fair enough.
I'd be cool with that.
Tyrone, any questions, Tyrone? You got quiet all of a sudden.
No, listen, I was just knowing what he was saying though. So, John, I got a question for you. So, if we're sitting looking at this, if the top two receivers are going off the board, right?
Yeah.
Like, if someone doesn't want to come up to 10, what do you do then? Are you going to force yourself to play there that you know doesn't deserve the pick for a so-called need, or are you going to grab the best player available that can help the team right now?
I'll go position, but the next best on your board. So if Burks is your wide receiver 3, I'll go Burks. At the end of the day, it's all about the player that you want. People could have Burks ranked 30 or 40, but if you think he's a high wide receiver, you can use him in multiple positions. Why not take him at 10? Who cares where he gets drafted at, just as long as you get him?
You're going to take a player who doesn't fit your scheme and a player that you're going to stretch to take him at 10? That makes no sense, bro. Listen, I understand we need a receiver, but why is everybody so sold on taking a receiver in the first round? If the top one is gone and London is gone, I'm sorry. I don't see anybody else worthy of a first round draft pick. That's just my own opinion.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Top 10 pick?
Hey, Tyrone.
What receiver you taking in the top 10?
Tyrone.
Garrett Wilson's not a top 10 pick?
No, he said
I just
Wilson
said that Garrison
and
London was gone.
Okay, listen.
Who else?
Jameson Williams. Let's go.
My pick, if it was me, my pick itself would be London. London is my wide receiver 3. I don't care where. I don't care what his 40 was. I don't care anything. Like I said, look at his tape. His tape says it all. Look how Arkansas uses them. They compared but they compared Burks to another Debo. And look what Debo did in their system.
Man, listen, and it took Debo 3 years to figure it out. Y'all want to draft a receiver that you know is going to come in and not going to be this big contributor like everyone says it is.
But nobody,
we're trying to draft the number 1 receiver to come in and play like that, and they're not going to do that because they're not a number 1 receiver.
No.
Tyrone.
No.
Tyrone. Who says any of these wide receivers is going to be a number 1 wide receiver?
Exactly.
Then why take him at 10?
You don't ever draft a wide receiver like, you know what? He could be a number 1. You draft him for what he can do.
You're going to take a number 2 or number 3 receiver in this draft at 10? There's that's bullshit.
So now, if you take a receiver at 10, he's got to be a number 1 receiver this year.
You're telling me.
So it's for 2023.
You're going to take a number 1. You're going to take your number 10 pick to draft the number 2 receiver. What sense is that shit?
I'm taking.
I'm
using my number 10 pick on a player that I want.
So now,
who it is.
Wait, no. Hold on, Tyrone. This take is ridiculous. Nobody is taking a receiver. Tyrone, hold on. Nobody is taking a receiver at 10 and saying he's got to be a number 1 receiver this year. You know who that guy is? Elijah Moore should be number 1 receiver this year. That should be the breakout star. You're bringing a guy that should be a very good contributor this year and then escalate and take off over the next couple of years. But he's a legitimate, solid, game-breaking talent. That's what you want. Nobody's saying he's going to come in and catch 100 passes.
Later in the draft.
You know what then? If that's the case, then you know what? Let's just wait to the 5th fucking round and get our number 1 receiver there because that happens so often, right?
I'm not saying
just like you said. If you are stuck at 10.
So stuck on taking a receiver at 10.
No,
that's the point I'm trying to make.
But you know what? I'm stuck with this. Hold on, John.
I'm stuck at 10.
No, hold on. I'm not stuck at taking a receiver at 10. I'm not stuck. I'm going to go by my board and take who I think is one of the best receivers in the draft class. And instead of letting the draft dictate to me who I have to take. Everybody says, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just wait to the 2nd round. Let's just wait. What if there's a run of receivers?
Tyson,
You know what? You're stuck with your finger up your
Baltimore.
ass and not getting the
Yo,
guy you want. That's the
how
problem. You're not gonna get
how
fucking
many
lucky every year,
times
but like Elijah Moore is gonna fall to you.
how many times has
Let's just wait.
Baltimore
Everybody just wants to wait. And
drafted
the
a
same people that want to
receiver
fucking wait are gonna
that turned
complain
out
next year when the
not
offense
be shit?
sucks.
We
You
watched
out of your
this.
mind.
You're taking a receiver that you want to be a number 2 at 10? No, you're out your mind. That's crazy.
No,
Prime
I'm
time.
taking a 10, a playmaker for my offense to make Zach Wilson and everybody better. That's because you know what? The NFL is about offense and helping your quarterback. But you want to
Tyson,
wait and take a chance.
separation.
I want to go by
Tyson,
my draft and analysts and say, you know what? This is my best player available for my team. I'm taking here instead of waiting.
but the separation between the guy you want to draft and the guy in the second round ain't but that much, dog.
It doesn't
Bullshit,
matter.
dude. So between
Prime
10 and
time.
30, between
Help
10
me
and
out here,
38,
prime time.
between
Am
10
I
and 38,
wrong?
there's not a lot of drop off.
Am I wrong?
You've got to be fucking kidding
Yo,
me.
prime time.
I'm in the
Am
middle
I wrong
because
here?
I'm in the middle because I'm with Tyson in the sense that yes, we need a guy that can contribute right now. I'm fine this year if he's a number 2 or number 3, but yes, at pick 10, the ceiling should be number 1 wide receiver. Not that
There's
he
no
has to be
drop
that
off
this year.
between the first round and the second,
you.
10 and 38.
Prime time. Hold on, wait. Prime time.
Yeah.
Tyrone's question was, if you cannot draft back, right, and you're stuck at 10,
Yeah.
what are you taking? My answer is I'm taking if Burks, if London and Wilson is off the board and you're stuck at 10, who are you drafting?
See, if London and Wilson are both off the board and you had them as your 1 and 2 wide receivers, I'm probably not taking my third best receiver there. If I could get,
Thank you.
well, hold on. If Gardner were to drop, if Kyle Hamilton were to drop, maybe Jermaine Johnson, possibly even Aquanu, if you could get one of those guys at 10, that's a conversation you got to have.
But you also-
and then you could take your 2 second-round picks, move up, and maybe still get Jameson Williams or Olave or Burks or somebody like that in the 20s.
Yeah, but now you're saying if Gardner or Hampton falls, what if they're not? And Johnson, we already picked him at 4. So
you're saying
like
we're
I'm
already
saying
taking a
before,
pass rusher at 4.
yeah, I took Johnson at 4. And I'm thinking by the way I'm playing stuff out in my head, Gardner and Hampton is going to be going by then.
Okay.
Let's just say they're going. Who am I picking at 4? I'm not picking no offensive lineman. I'm going to pick my wide receiver. Now you pick the next wide receiver that you have top rated on your board. And in my eyes, that's Burks. So yes, I'm gonna draft him.
You taking
at
right
10.
receiver? Oh, hold on, John. You know I love you, John. You know you fan.
I love you too, Tyrone.
What wide receiver you taking that fucking for? What says who? Why are you reaching?
Who said the wide receiver?
Why
at
are we
4, Tyrone?
reaching?
I said I'm taking Johnson, the edge out of Florida State. He's at 4.
Okay, then say Wilson is gone and say London is gone. We're at 10.
Yes.
You're on the board.
You're at
Who
10.
are you taking?
And
You taking Burks?
Gardner's
Your third receiver on the
if
board?
Gardner's going and Hamilton's going, I'm taking Burks.
I'd rather take a fucking tackle.
John, thanks for calling, man. We
I'd rather take a
appreciate it.
tackle.
Love you guys.
Good night,
Yo,
Doug.
good seeing you, bro. Hey,
Have a
take
good
care
night,
of that
man.
baby. Take care of the baby, man. Do your thing, family.
Oh,
So, we got to share the link again. Primetime, can you share a link again real quick?
Yeah.
John keeps asking for it. That was an interesting debate there. I see this is a confrontational show tonight. I don't know what the hell's.
You got to see how the
man,
draft board
y'all
actually
be
shakes out
bugging.
first before we're making all
Y'all
these bold
bugging,
takes.
bro. Exactly. It's just bugging. Like, yo, you want to take the third receiver? So you
All right.
feel we need
But
the
doesn't it
receiver?
also depend how they
They take a
grade these
receiver at
receivers?
10?
If you have 5 receivers that have number 1 grades on them, who cares if you take the third best? If you
Exactly.
still think he's a legitimate number 1 wideout, I don't care. We're getting
Tyrone's
third
going
best. You're
Tyrone's just
getting a
wait till the
legitimate
third
weapon.
round. He don't give a shit. Tyrone's like, oh, we'll get first round talent in the third round because this class is so deep.
No.
But Tyson,
I'm not-
wouldn't you
listen,
even agree
I'm
though? Like
not
you have to
looking
compare
for
that to
first-
what else is available.
What I will not
Yo, look,
agree that is you can get the same kind of player at 38 that you can at 10. I just don't agree with that.
No,
I don't-
I agree with that too.
I'm watching teams before draft these receivers and they come in the league and they don't produce.
No
Hollywood
shit. I've been saying it for fucking
Brown,
20 years with the
mean,
Jets.
The list goes
I've
on.
seen I'm talking
Exactly.
about draft.
So
Yeah.
why are you reaching for a fucking receiver that hasn't done nothing, Tyson? You're
Well, wait.
reaching.
Wait.
There's
What am I?
never
Wait, hold
one
on.
in
What am
the
I reaching
draft.
for? Okay,
Williams
wait.
is the number 1.
So wait, first of all, how am I reaching? Because guess what? There's not one person in this draft class has accomplished shit. There's no guarantees anywhere. So you're going by the best information that you have and the best evaluators you have, and you say, this is my board. This is what I think is going to be good and not good. You can't draft in fear. You go with your instinct. If this is my guy, this is who I take.
I understand that,
If he
Tyson.
works out great, if he doesn't, he doesn't.
But bro, let me ask you a question, Tyson. Listen, last year, who was the number one receiver? We knew who it was. It was no question. It was hands down.
This is what Joe Douglas gets paid for
in this draft. No, I understand that. But if he's feeling like I'm feeling, like, okay, yo, some talent.
He's feeling like you're feeling. We're in deep fucking shit. This organization's going to hell.
Yo,
God damn, we're going to be fucking back to the McCagnon days.
If he's looking at it honestly and saying, look, yeah, these kids are decent. There's some good players here, but I can get the same or a little lesser value in the second round or move back into the first. Why am I going to use a premier pick on a number 2 receiver? That makes no sense.
I don't understand this whole number 2 receiver.
Cook.
You act like the Jets have an abundance of receiving talent here, that we have all this game-breaking talent that, like, you know what?
No,
we can't use number 2 receiver. We're so fucking good. We can't use number 2 receiver. Let's just wait. Let's just wait and get a lesser version of that player. Let's just get that instead.
10?
Let's settle for less. That's always a good idea.
That's my point. Why take him at 10? Why are you stretching for someone at 10?
What are we stretching in your opinion?
The same, bro.
Again, it's all about how Douglas grades these guys. If you've got 5 receivers that have a number 1 grade on them, it's an easy choice. If you have Sauce Gardner with a Darrell Revis type of grade and he's somehow sitting there at 10, or Kyle Hamilton falls, that's probably the pick, and then you probably look to trade up with your 2 seconds. You got to see how the board falls. We got so many needs.
If Wilson is there at 10, I would take Wilson at 10. I think that, you know what I'm saying? But he's not going to be there at 10. So he's not there at 10.
He'll be there at 10.
He'll be there at 10.
Huh?
No, he'll be there.
Tyson making no sense. We have holes all
over. Put a shotgun on that. Put a shotgun on that.
Too many receivers.
Garrett Wilson will be there at 10.
He won't be there at 10. I'll put a shotgun on. He won't be there at 10. All right, cool.
He will absolutely be there.
Let's see. We don't worry. We'll be streaming the entire draft Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We won't give you the expert analysis. There'll be a lot of alcohol, a lot of jokes, and a lot of chaos.
Exactly. A lot of shotguns in this motherfucker, I can tell you that.
It could be a complete disaster. All right. So we'll go back to the callers. Let's go to Zach, who's been laughing the entire time that he's watching his
cracking up.
Oh, I was losing it, guys. I can see where Tyrone's coming from, though. It all depends on how you grade your receivers. I guess I don't know. I'm open to taking receiver at 10, of course, but if it's going to be I think you'll get at least either your number 1 guy or number 2 guy at 10. I don't think that there's going to be 2 receivers taken before 10.
Yep, I agree.
So I think 10 is still in play receiver. Number 4 has to be edge, and if you can't get that, you have to get the best available player that fills the need. I'm on Sauce Gardner. I'm on that train. I've been watching Sauce Gardner for the past couple of years. I don't watch he's been a guy that I don't know. You can't discount the fact that he's had 1,008 snaps and has not let up a touchdown receiving.
It's impressive.
It is impressive. And, like you guys were talking before, watch the tape. If a guy's a baller, he can ball out. It doesn't matter. If he's good, he's good. If he plays up to speed, he's a good guy. But geez, that was pretty heated, that receiver debate.
That was nothing. Wait for the next few weeks.
Yeah. We're just getting warmed up.
Yeah, I think it's just it's so heated because I don't think there's really a right answer unless there's some outlandish take where you're gonna take Linderbaum at 10 or something.
Well, it's funny because now they're saying that Linderbaum could fall out of the first round. So,
exactly.
About a month ago, we had Dan calling in saying Linderbaum has to go at 4, and now they're saying Burks and Linderbaum could fall out of the first round based on who you believe. But and Zach, you're right though, and that's the one thing Daniel Jeremiah keeps saying it. He's like, this receiver class is you're picking your preference because there's no slam dunk Jamar Chase. It's just you're picking the guy that you think best fits your system. And there are some great explosive athletes. It's just what's your match. So
exactly. Yeah, for
that's
sure.
on Joe Douglas, man.
And you got to look at the scheme. I think if you might be able to see, a team definitely taking a chance on Jameson Williams. If he turns out that his workouts are good, he's going to be healthy by the time, the quarter of the season starts or whatever. Do you take him at 10? I don't think I'd take him at 10 unless, he really starts to like get a lot of progress done in the next month. And the whole thing with the Saints, like the Saints trade, that's like a big thing that everybody's talking about right now because they gave up a lot of futures in that trade. So who do you think? You think they're just taking 2 mid-round guys right now in a rebuild, or are they going to actually
I don't
trade
know
up
what
and
the
try to
fuck
go
the
for?
Saints are doing. That made no sense to me what they did, to be honest with you.
Unless they value a quarterback.
Hey Tyson, could they pack those two and want to come up with 10? Would you do that? Come on up there,
Come on
big
up.
fella.
Hell yeah.
Come on up.
Come get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Get Jameson Williams and Linderbaum.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to look at other things too, especially if it's mid-round. Like, definitely get a receiver for sure. If we drop back to either 16 or 19 with that, but also you got to look at other needs. I think one of the most underrated ones that not a lot of people are talking about is linebacker, and I don't think you take it in top 10. But if you trade back to the middle or late first round, Devin Lloyd, Nakobe Dean, or even if you address it in your first pick in the second round, Chad Muma, you like this.
I like that kid. I like that kid.
Yeah, we run a base 4-3, but a lot of times you see that we run like a 4-2-5. So those 2 linebackers out on the field, one's being Mosley. Like, who else do we really have right now that's that second linebacker?
Yeah,
that's Quincy, but if you could upgrade Quincy, would you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I thought Quincy, I think is a decent player, but I think I think sometimes he falls in the category of being a little bit overrated by Jets fans. I think there's many plays he didn't make. Maybe that's just inexperience. Maybe it's not in the scheme. Maybe it's like this year working with Sal in the offseason, maybe it'll improve a little bit, but
yeah. Well, I mean, with solid too, you got to look at the players in San Francisco that, balled out. Like, I mean, yeah, they had Fred Warner, but a guy that had a lot of success in San Francisco that hasn't really like panned out ever since he left was Quan Alexander. Like, he's still a good player, but he's not having like the same production he had in that defense. So you got to kind of like look at that.
We also drafted 2 linebackers last year.
Yeah, but they were like late round. They were hybrids. Yeah, like not like
safeties into linebackers and all this other stuff.
And one thing I noticed a lot on defense.
Season to bulk up and get bigger, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Right. But like one of the things I noticed that granted, CJ Mosley's our best defensive player. Utilizing him like as that guy that's the athletic, like roaming linebacker, he got beat on a lot of mismatches with slot receivers, and he needs with his age and everything, he's not that guy. He needs to go back to the middle. So if you can get a guy like Devin Lloyd, or I'm high on Chad Muma. He's very athletic. He has that high motor. You take him in the second round to be the roaming linebacker.
You know who would be a great asset to this defense that would solve a lot of your problems? Anybody want to know? He goes to an incredible university.
Yeah.
And the holiday just passed. What was it, March 17th? The holiday just passed a little while ago.
So where are you taking him?
I see. Me and Tyson watched Notre Dame, so I mean, I think we're pretty high. Like, we've actually watched him play. Like, we watched the tape. You can't like deny that he had a huge impact on that Notre Dame defense, and
he can do a lot of things, man.
He can do a lot of things. He's versatile. It all depends on like what's going to be best for the system.
But if you're looking to add speed, coverage ability, like the Jets haven't covered tight ends and running backs in fucking 20 years. He can play at the line of scrimmage. He's good in coverage. He's got good range. He's got good athleticism. Those are all things the Jets need to add to their defense, whether it's him or somebody else. You've got to add more speed and more range all over the place. Now, like Tyrone made a good point. Like a lot of guys, like I like Sherwood. And you also have Pennick back there too now. Like guys that they're just young, they're really inexperienced. But are they going to be elite level talent, or are they going to be just average NFL players? That's you're not sure what you're getting out of them yet.
Yeah, and well, that's the whole point of like taking Sauce at 4 if there's not an edge rusher there. I mean, don't get me wrong, Michael Carter and Eccles, they played really good last year, and Bryce Hall played well, but you got to think of where they were drafted and their potential upside. Do you think Hall is really going to be like an outstanding elite number 1 guy? Probably not. DJ Reed, we haven't seen him play a snap in the system yet. He's a good player. Is he going to be that true number 1 guy? I mean, we've been burned by so many free agents in the past. Like, I think we did get good guys, good character guys that, play hard, but it all depends on how they do in a Jets uniform day one. That's when we start evaluating.
And getting coached up. Like this coaching staff has got to, embrace the role of being a mentor and a leader for these young players and keep that culture. And that's where, especially in the defense, getting guys like Reed and Whitehead are big, man. Those guys, they're going to help that secondary a lot.
Oh, for sure. Bringing some veterans that, are still young, but they're still veterans. They play at a high level.
Yep.
But you need to have some sort of, you got to take a chance. Like, it's not really taking a chance at 4, even if Sauce, you've seen the tape, you've seen the type of player he is. There's questions about the competition, but I mean, you look at the one game against Alabama. He didn't let up a touchdown. Was he really impressive? Not really, but I don't think they really tested him that much. Yeah, I think Alabama sort of like utilized, taking advantage of a guy that we had on our Senior Bowl team in Kobe Bryant. But I don't know. I like, in short, you definitely need an edge rusher at 4. At this, I would take Thibodeau still. I mean, there's all these questions. He doesn't have off-field issues, which is the main thing. Like, character aside, he doesn't have those issues. It just seems like he values the business of football more than the game of football. And whether or not it's a bad thing, whether or not he'll come in and produce day one is to be seen. I think Saul is the right guy to, at least try to get some motivation out of him. But the fact is, he's not going to be playing like all 3 downs. I don't think you want him to, but the way that this defense is,
none of our defensive linemen do.
Yeah, exactly. It's a freaking platoon system. Like, everybody's subbing out, and it's.
Here's a question for you: If Thibodeau is there and he takes Sauce instead, would you be mad? Ooh, fans would riot.
I would be upset. Like, and it has nothing against Sauce. Like I said, I love Sauce, but we've needed an edge rusher for my entire lifetime, essentially. Like, John Abraham was our last really good one, and like that was in the mid 2000s. Like, there isn't no recent history.
But then going to Tyrone's argument about receivers, which I completely hated. If you pass on Thibodeau there, what is the drop off between him and the next guy that you get at 10?
I'm very high on this edge rushing draft, and I don't really look at PFF for a lot of things, but one thing that they said makes a lot of sense, and this guy has been completely underrated in this draft process. What about George Karlaftis? I mean, I wouldn't take him at 4 or 10, but what about George Karlaftis? He's a guy that had a lot of production at Purdue. He's a guy that, if this was last year's draft class, he would have been edge rusher 1. So he's the 5th in this draft.
So say in your world, you go Sauce at 4, you go receiver at 10, whoever the receiver is. Would you feel comfortable waiting to the second round to get pass rusher? That question for all you guys, or no. You'd say, what, if we do that, we got to trade up then.
Well, I'd say definitely if there isn't an edge rusher at 4, like that's like one of the top 3 guys, you have to take Sauce, and then you have to look at 10. And what do you value? Do you value taking a receiver at 10? Depending on who it is, if it's Garrett Wilson, yes, but you have to look at maybe trading back and getting some assets, or you do have enough assets as it is to trade back up into the first round. So if you want to take receiver at 10, you can, but you're going to have to package one of your second round picks and a later round pick to move back into the first round and address edge.
What do you think, Kevin? You go Sauce at 4, receiver 10. Would you feel comfortable with that?
What, moving up to get an edge rusher, or just waiting until the second round? I think you'd have to move up, whatever you don't get. Yeah. I think that's got to be the 3 priorities, right? Finding a corner, finding pass rusher, and then number 1 wideout. Now, if Akwanu's there at 10, I think that's a conversation. I mean, I know you disagree. I think that's a conversation. I think if Hamilton's there at 10, that's also a conversation. But I think our 3 biggest needs are probably corner, wide receiver, and pass rush. So if you can get at 4 and 10, you knock down 2 of them. I'm looking to move up with those 2 second rounders into the first round again.
Tyrone, your thoughts?
You already know how I feel, man. Listen, Sauce is there for, but I would rather have Thibodeau and Sauce. If we get those 2 combinations right there.
No, but the question is, if you go Sauce at 4, at 10 you go receiver, would you be okay waiting the second round to get a pass rusher, or would you feel obligated that you have to trade up to go back up and get a guy?
I would probably wait or wait till the end of the first round. I'm not jumping up too much. I'm looking for the kid out of Michigan, the one that got hurt. I took a player like that and just hope that, something for the future. I'm not gonna just jump back in, because all you're doing is now.
So our 2 best pass rushers are gonna be coming back from injury.
Yeah,
I mean, but you're gonna jump back in, and who are you gonna grab then, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're gonna reach for somebody. So you think using 2 second round picks that you use to get probably 2 edge rushers?
You don't think
to jump back up to grab somebody that's probably number 8 on your damn list? That makes sense to you? The 8th best pass rusher prime time? That's the guy you want?
This is a deep class of pass rushers.
It's deep.
You want an offensive lineman at 4. So you know what I'm saying?
if it's the best player I want the best player available. I want building blocks.
Everybody's so confrontational tonight.
I want building blocks.
Shit.
But
fuck where they play.
Tyrone, who's realistically going to fall to us at either 35 or 38? That's an edge rusher. I mean, that would be, you'd consider being a number 1 guy day 1. Like, the only one I see falling to us at 35 or 38 is Boye Mafe, who we had on our Senior Bowl. And Is he a guy with upside? Absolutely. Is he a guy that's going to start day one? I'm not sure about that. It all depends on how the the coaching staff fell in love with him, how he responded to the playbook, how you think he can match up against the teams in our division. A guy like Karlaftis
his take was so cold he froze himself.
Damn. Because you'll see Jermaine Johnson will either go in the top 10 or the top 15. Yeah. So, and Karlaftis is being very slept on right now. And I'd be okay with trading back up to if he's there at 20, you trade up to 20, you get him. He's a guy that he can stop the run. He has explosiveness. He plays out of the high motor. Does he have the, production of one of these higher end guys? Probably not, but that shouldn't be a knock against him. He does grade out well. You do want a guy that's going to at least contribute to Carl Lawson being on the other side. Would you love to have a game breaker? Absolutely. That can, surpass Lawson? No, but you need to have an all around great defensive line.
Fair enough. Zach, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Guys.
Good talking to you, Zach.
Good talking to you.
All right. So
appreciate that.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.
So not only we argue with him and he thanks us.
Much
I don't know what happened
man,
I don't know what happened to the show tonight, man.
I thought this was gonna be a friendly, laid back, just
Tyrone there he is. Tyrone started all the problems with us. Everybody else getting along. Tyrone starts chaos for us.
Yo, my bad. I don't know what happened, bro. But listen, man, there's no chaos, man. It's just what it is. You want to take the fifth or best. Yo, for me, take the pass rush at 4. Take the book at 4. I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with that. Take one at 10 if you need to. But those 2 picks, one of those had to be for a booking. There's no other scenario you can do. I don't want to grab the 6 best or 7 best. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. If this is our chance to grab one, grab one. If you value one of these kids higher, then grab one. You know what I'm saying? The kid that we have from the Senior Bowl.
Wasn't Justin Jefferson the 7th best receiver in his draft class?
Yeah, well, he was a beast too. We should have drafted his ass, bro, because we already knew this kid was a monster. But now I know prime time.
That's what I'm saying. Some draft classes, who knows how many great edge rushers are coming out of this draft class? Getting the 6th or 7th best, that still might be a great player.
And you know what ends up happening? Though, when doing draft grades, I was watching today. Whenever Russell Wilson came out, you know who they took first? Their first pick of that draft was Ingram, right? It was not Ingram, Irvington. Remember the pass rusher? When we wanted?
Who was it? Which one?
Irvington. Seattle took him. Remember in the first round? Remember?
Bruce Irvin. Bruce Irvin.
Bruce Irvin. You know what I mean? Bruce Irvin. My bad. So you know what they gave Seattle for that draft? You know what the draft class was? It was an F.
Yeah.
You know who was in that draft class? Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner.
Yep.
So you have no clue what you're getting in this draft. You know what I'm saying?
But see, draft grades don't mean shit either. Because I guarantee, no matter what Joe Douglas does, we're gonna have 13 Jets websites saying he killed this fucking draft. It was great. Because think about when they went. When was it? The McCagnon's draft class. Who's that kid from Florida? Everybody says he was gonna be great. He didn't make the fucking team. The pass rusher. Ja'Kai Polite.
I was thinking Ja'Kai
Polite. Ja'Kai Polite. This guy, game-breaking talent. This is the guy we needed. What a steal! The Jets, according to all of us, have had we've had about 75 draft steals over the last 4 years. Yet our roster's barren. So draft grades don't mean jack shit at this point.
Bro. Nah, bro, because we've had some bad picks though, bro.
What a steal! What a steal! Darius Stewart, great pick. Chad Hansen, that was awesome. This team.
Do y'all remember?
Jalen Saunders, what a great player.
Do y'all remember when McCaffrey took 12 players, bro? Remember he drafted 12 players?
That was Idzik, wasn't it?
That was Idzik.
That was
Idzik. Hey, yo, let me ask you a question. Are any of them guys still in the league? Any of them?
Not many.
None of them, right?
Quincy might have been
12 players. 12.
Thank you, NYC Camper. We appreciate that. We don't do clickbait or Montrez. We don't give you a lot of insight either. To be honest with you, we argue all the time. Let's see. So, prime time. We're gonna go to Chris. What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? So I know why you didn't want. I know why you didn't want to get into talking about the draft so quick. I feel like walking into a line of fire tonight.
It's ridiculous. Tyrone is bullshit, man.
This is normal.
So real quick, Tyson, I know I already told you, congratulations to you and your fighters on all those W's you got this past weekend.
Hell yeah, man.
Tyrone,
three fights, 3 wins on Saturday night.
Tyrone, I wasn't on the stream past couple weeks, but did hear you lost some pounds. Congratulations on the weight loss so far. Keep going, man.
Thank you,
all
bro.
the best.
Thank you, bro.
Tyson or Kevin, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but I'm sure
I
you got
got
something.
nothing going
So
on.
congratulations on whatever that is.
Thank you, man.
That's what it is. It's, you know what it is? You made a good point, Chris. It's Tyrone's weight loss. Now he's getting all confident and feisty. He can move faster. Now that's why he's all starting all this shit now.
Yeah, I gotta say though, every time I see Tyrone pick up his drink to take a drink during the chats, it always seems like every week it becomes like a bigger water bottle. I'm waiting for him, like, come next stream, to have like one of those 5-gallon water bottles that they have in like the doctor's offices.
Like those big water cooler jugs.
All day, baby. All day, baby.
But the draft. I think for sure one of those picks is going to get traded. I don't know why. I think especially if we do make a trade for, a proven vet receiver, I think for sure one of those is going to go. But I said it once before a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to say it again. I'm still taking Jameson Williams at 10 if he's there. I would rather take. Yeah, I really would. I would rather,
be okay with it.
Even if he's not ready, if he's maybe like a couple weeks into the season before he's full go, I'd rather take the chance and wait and make do for those couple weeks and then have him for the rest of the career. You know what I mean? So, like, I like some of those other guys. I'm just not, I don't know, I'm not like horribly sold on anyone. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird draft. Like, I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, like, you could be like, oh, this guy's great because of this, but then I don't really like this. Like, there's no clear-cut runaway for me aside from Jameson Williams, and it's just how scared are you with ACLs? That anybody really cares at this point.
I'm curious to know how like Douglas had Williams graded prior to the injury, because if he did have him as like that Jamar Chase type of guy. Absolutely, dude. Take him at 10, suck it up for, 8 weeks, get him through his rehab. Even if he doesn't play this year, so what? You got Zach Wilson rolling with a number 1 wideout and him and Elijah Moore for 2023. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. The only thing that's scary is you could argue right now our receiving core is in worse shape than it was last year. Like, you still need
they lost Cole.
You still need something. And you lost depth too. I mean, we'll probably end up signing, one of the guys back, whether if it's Keelan Cole or another player similar to him to fill that void. But if one of those, whether if it's Corey, Elijah, or Braxton gets hurt, it's a dangerous spot again. So
yeah,
hopefully still draft the receiver. But the one thing I think with that trade with yesterday with the Eagles and the Saints, I think Saints could be looking to make a move, and it might not necessarily be for a quarterback because they're going to need some offensive line help because they lost Armstead too.
Yep.
So if one of those, like you guys talked about earlier, if it goes pass rush 1 through 3, then those offensive tackles there are right for the pick, and they might want to make that jump come up if they're really blown away by Ekwonu or Neal or somebody like that. So
would you take 16 and 19 for 4?
I think I would, maybe just to screen it a little bit, throw in one of those rounds that we don't have a pick in, because Douglas wants to fill that void. He wants to have those late round picks too. He's gonna, whether if that's trading down one of those 4th round picks, he might trade a 4th and get like a 5th and a 6th or something like that.
Yeah, he's gonna want 4 of those
late
on
round
day 3.
picks. Yeah. I think because that's where you're going to hopefully see the dividends of coaching in the Senior Bowl. Those kind of players that you might have got some insight on, you want to pounce on them, those late round flyers like that. So yeah, be interesting.
So before we go on and think more, my fiance gave birth to our first child early this morning today, a baby girl who'll be a Jets fan over a Giants fan. So congratulations, man.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
congratulations. Nothing but the best of health. Yeah, best of health, man. That's awesome. So, Chris, this is really a very blasé call here, man. There's no arguing, not really any hot blistering takes. Give us something to fight about.
Why you still haven't come up and did the man cave thing? You're slacking. You bitching about Tyrone not making his videos. You said you were going to be on that shit real quick.
First of all, I do more. Wait. First of all, I do more videos in a week than Tyrone does in 3 months. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I've been busy as shit.
You told me to dust. No, go ahead.
Exactly.
I was going to say, you told me to dust all that shit off. I did. Now you're going to make me dust it again. What the hell?
Well, it's good. It's good to get good practice, man. Just keep things clean around there. But you're not free. You're not free this weekend. And there's an excellent UFC card on too. Then after that, I'm free, dude.
I mean, hey, you're more than welcome.
How far are you from Connecticut? You want to go see Shinedown in 2 weeks?
Nah, man.
Well, he can sign, man.
I hate to piss
Come
you
on,
off.
Man.
I don't like Shinedown, man. Don't like them. Not my cup of tea.
Well, then this call's over.
Not my cup of tea.
Goodbye. Adios.
All right. Well, see ya.
Have a good night, man.
See you guys.
Prime time. You want to go? Mohegan Sun, man.
I'll
2
go.
weeks.
I'll go. I'm always down for shit.
Would invite Tyrone, but he's going to say yes when you show up. Shinedown.
I don't have no clue who you guys talking about.
It's even better, man. You share a moment with us. It's at a casino too. We can go there. We can just party our brains out. It's in Connecticut. You ever go to Connecticut?
It's like heavy rock, or what is it?
No, it's like rock. It's not
rap.
heavy.
It's
heavy.
rap.
It's just rock.
It's hip hop.
No, it's not hip hop.
He ain't going, dude. It's just.
I'm not sitting.
If you had told him it was hip hop, he would have came out.
If anybody in our chat wants to go, man, they're at Mohegan Sun next 2 weeks. So I'm down for that. Nice Saturday. We go up nice early and just cause all kinds of problems. So next person we will go to. Let's go to our good friend Dan, he's all fired up, man. What's up, Dan?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing? What's up, man? Trade R10 for AJ Brown now. You're that? Mohegan Sun.
Get this guy some weapons, baby. Get this guy some weapons.
He's got his jersey on.
They're not taking calls for him yet. They're not taking calls for him.
We don't know. We have no idea. No idea what's going on. Did anybody here on the panel knew that Tyreek Hill was going to be moved?
There you go.
That's true.
So wait, are you offering only the number 10 pick? Or are you offering more than that?
Whatever it takes. Are you kidding me? We have a franchise quarterback. Whatever it takes. What do you want to do? Just a 10 over. Well, listen, hold on a second. Hold on. I mean, you can give him 2 of our 2s, the same package we would have given to Tyreek Hill. Yeah. But shit, if it's the 10th overall and maybe 1 of our 2s, why not?
So now you're going to the 10th pick overall and 1 of the second round picks for Brown.
And we finally got a legit wide receiver, a number 1 that we've all been bitching about.
What would you get for Metcalf?
What?
What would you get for Metcalf?
Well, Metcalf is a little bit easier, I would think. I would trade our 4 to drop to 9 wherever Seattle is. And I think that would be an easy swap. And then just to entice him a little bit, give him a 2nd or a 3rd. And you got our wide receiver number 1, man, finally. That's like our biggest deficit right now. I mean, I like these wide receivers that we have in the draft, but give me a proven number 1, a Metcalf.
Tyrone just shaking his head. Tyrone, your thoughts?
I love your jersey, boss. So we're not getting the center at 4 now. We're just gonna trade 4, drop the 9.
Oh no! Hold on a second. Hold on. If you want to get a center, my boy, honestly, to me, where the Jets are positioned at 4 is marvelous. Because right now we're right in front of the Giants. Giants have 2 picks. The Eagles also have 2 picks. Last year, the Eagles jumped the Giants in order to get Devontae Smith. Who knows if either the Eagles or the Giants covet a single player that's at 4? Who knows if it drops to 4? KT, I wouldn't even touch. I am done with freaking Thibodeau.
Wait. What? Why are you done with Thibodeau now?
That dude talks so much shit, and he hasn't even been paid already. He starts tweeting this. This dude is Jamal 2.0. I'm fucking done with him. Give me Karlaftis.
Wait, Sauce Gardner said he's the best player in the draft.
Oh, with Thibodeau?
Sauce said he's the best player in the draft.
Who said that?
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner.
Give me Sauce Gardner. Give me him. I don't want freaking Thibodeau, man.
Didn't you just say you don't want Thibodeau because he was talking shit?
Sauce Gardner talks shit too.
Not like that, man. Not like that.
Why
the
is it because
the rumors are really
he's
spreading.
confident in himself? Yo,
Oh, cool. So is Jamal.
This the funny part though. This is a business, right? He's protecting his brand and his business, so he speaks out for himself. Jamal was an asshole.
Protect it when you get paid.
Yo, Jamal was an ass, and he couldn't cover.
So wait, Dan, let's just, cause I think I'm getting lost here. To recap, who would you take it for? Who are your options at 4?
At that point, I would go Sauce Gardner. I would go with Jermaine Johnson.
Okay.
Or I would trade down. I would love to trade down, get more picks. Now that's what I was getting at. Like, let's say if we finally drop down, get another 2 first-rounders. There we can finally get our receiver at 10. We can get Linderbaum, either with one of the Giants picks or the Eagles picks. And then at least
you still want to go Linderbaum top 10?
Top 10. I love that center, man. I love that center.
Yo,
I'm sorry. It's amazing how fast you guys forget about Mangold and Mawai in our championship years. It's amazing.
Would you take?
Well, Mawai we traded for him, and Mangold was later on.
Still.
Would you take him at 4? Linderbaum, would you take him at 4?
No. That was hyperbole, man. That's bullshit.
I had to check your temperature. I didn't know. A couple weeks ago, yeah, we scared, baby.
But my big thing is receiver, man. I mean, you need to come out of this draft with a type receiver, either if it's through the draft, but I'd rather have a proven guy, just like the Bills did, man. They didn't waste no fucking time. They went out and they got Diggs, man. They saw what they had in Josh Allen.
The Dolphins did the same thing.
The Dolphins did the same thing. It's time for the Jets to step up, sweeten the deal. You got these 2 receivers at the peak of their freaking careers in DK and Brown. You got to do what you need to do.
What about the kid down in Washington?
No, I'll give him a third.
What?
I would give him a third, but I wouldn't give him the Tyreek.
He's their best receiver. What are you, nuts? He's like a captain down there. A third?
Yeah, I would. You would give him the Tyreek Hill deal?
I wouldn't give up
close.
that.
No way. I would give him a third or 1 second.
McLaurin's good.
I'd give a second, a third, and like a third next year or something like that. I'd absolutely do that.
Dude. He's a beast. But not 2 seconds for McLaurin.
If it was just 2 seconds, I might do that. If you were thinking about taking 2 defensive studs at 4 and 10 and then trading up for a wide receiver, why not put both those seconds into McLaurin?
A legit proven guy that's play with shitty quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't
head to the prime of his career.
I would absolutely do it.
I'd rather jump. I'd rather trade those 2 second rounders, move back into the first round, and get maybe Olave.
Wait, what?
So you'd rather Olave over McLaurin?
What? You'd rather go with you're going to give up draft compensation for a crapshoot over a proven legitimate talent that's made plays in the NFL at a high level heading into the peak of his career.
Well, McLaurin, again, is going to want big-time money as well.
I don't give a fuck about the money. I'm paying the guy for his talent.
I do. I'd rather give that money. I'd rather give that money to Brown or DK as opposed to giving it to McLaurin.
So could you just say Brown and DK are off the board? So your option your option is trade up to get Olave or McLaurin. Trade up.
I wouldn't. What? Sorry. I wouldn't. So McLaurin is going to want that Christian Kirk money. You're going to give that to McLaurin when McLaurin is knocking on the door. You're going to do that. You're going to give him.
I'd rather go with the proven talent that's done at the NFL level at a high level over a player we don't know in the draft.
Well, you could say that with everybody, with anyone. I wouldn't go with McLaurin. I don't like him. I'm sorry. I wouldn't go that route. I'd go a second and a third, no problem, but not both seconds for McLaurin. Sorry, I can't.
Yeah. Tyrone, your thoughts?
I'm speechless. I'm primetime. Your thoughts?
I mean,
this is such a great show today. It is. It's like the debates we used to have back in the day, but with no YouTube.
Yeah, this is just chaos, man.
This is rapid fire right here, buddy.
So Dan, just a quick recap of the guy that you don't want to give up 2 second rounders for. 77 catches, 1,000 yards, 87 catches, 1,100 yards. Bro, seriously?
You would give him Christian Kirk money? You would give him Christian.
Why are you so worried about fucking money now? We have the money. Who the hell are we? We're not paying anybody.
But not for Christian Kirk, for that guy. No, I'd rather give him.
Who the fuck wants 90 catches and 1,200 yards? That's fucking terrible. We can't have that on our team. Let's go draft a kid that we don't know shit about.
Because then next year, when we're paying the guy, they're like, oh, we should get this. Oh, you know what? We're stuck with paying this midget McLaurin. Sorry.
So now you're worried about money. If you're worried about money, if anything, you're worried about Corey Davis and what he's making. If he can earn his shit, you're crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Nope. Sorry, man. I wouldn't do it.
Wow.
Wouldn't do it. Give me DK or DJ Brown.
And then McLaurin's turning 26 in September. He's heading into the prime of his career.
No, that to me, that's not number one. DK is number one. Freaking Brown is number one. On the game on the line, you throw a jump ball or whatnot. Those two have speed. They have hands. What's McLaurin going to do? You got a 5'9" cornerback batting the ball down.
And you worry about jump balls. You got two phenomenal tight ends that have huge size too, though. So,
man, you got to give me the real deal at wide receiver.
You know the problem was last year. It wasn't necessarily the receivers. It was our young quarterback now making the right decision, getting the ball.
It wasn't our receivers. How many fucking drop passes we had last year?
But this
what is going on today?
Do you notice? Did you
I'm not high enough for this shit, man. God damn.
Did you notice when our quarterback started making better passes? You know what I'm saying? Our offense improved.
I started drinking more during the game.
Yeah.
We got to start drinking more now during the shows.
And McLaurin is 6 foot.
Yeah, he is 6 foot. Now, Dad, thanks for calling it, man. We appreciate it.
Later.
What a show.
What the fuck is going on with this show tonight?
We don't want Terry McLaurin now? What is happening?
Yeah,
we'd rather for two second round picks. We'd rather go. We doesn't want him. You'd rather just trade up for somebody. Oh,
no.
Actually, to answer this question, the question is: would you have traded for Stephon Diggs? We all said yes when it happened. We were all pissed about it.
Yeah.
We had like campaigns on there. Oh man, it's just this show is something else, man. This is something else tonight. I don't know what happened. I think Tyrone started it, and the callers are ending it for us.
Nah, man, it wasn't me.
This is
all right. So we're gonna try John again, and now let's get up.
Can you hear me now, guys?
We can hear you, but now we can't see you.
Hold on a second. I'm just going to the basement, so for some light.
You still trying to get out, or
just a second?
Be careful, man. Be careful. Run.
This is like a horror movie. It really is.
It really does.
Look at, he's running down the stairs.
What's going on, guys? I'm so fired up to finally get a chance to talk to you guys, man.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah, I can never get time with my child, but but my wife's taking care of him now, so I can actually get a chance to talk to you guys. By the way, congratulations on getting 8K subscribers, and congratulations on Break the Silence. You guys have been a major inspiration to me when going through my own struggles. You guys have been fabulous, and I don't miss the show. You guys are incredible.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Really quick. I mean, I know it's been a while. I'll get to free agency real quick. I'm happy that JD, when he got Tomlinson, he got the best player at his position, which the Jets have never done. They've never done it, and he did it at least once. So I'm good. I'm good with that.
You had Tomlinson rated higher than Scherf?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. The talk around Thibodeau is absolute horseshit. You're gonna crucify him for 2 quotes. One of them a bit that doesn't mean anything, like about Alabama.
Well, I mean, it's more than that, man. They're saying he took off plays and shit.
I didn't see it on the tape. Of all the
how much tape did you watch?
rushers,
How many games? How many full games of his did you watch?
2. But I've watched it. I really
Come on,
have.
man. 2 games. How many career games has he played?
I know, but I know what I see on the. I know what I
man.
see on the tape, man.
Just can't do it.
All right, that's fine. But
but
go ahead.
I mean, there's analysts that are saying that the opposing teams knew how to take him out of the game based on the way he plays the game, how you can kind of not take his soul, but just kind of take away his momentum, where he starts mailing it in.
All right. Well, here's my thing then. If we don't get Thibodeau, in my opinion, the Saints trade with Philly showed off their hand that they're willing to trade up to get Malik Willis, and I think the Jets could get. Would you trade the number 4 for 16 and 19?
Yes, absolutely.
I would say yes.
16 and 19 for number 4? Yes, I would do that.
I want more than that. I want more than that.
No, JD could get more than that, but I'm just saying that that's the starting point. I know JD could get probably an extra second or something on top of that, depending on how badly the Saints want to move up.
We just spent months arguing how there's not like a consensus top 10 in this draft, right? There's a lot of depth in the first round. If you got a chance to get 16 and 19 for number 4,
I want more than that.
Unless Thibodeau's in there or somebody else that you're absolutely sold on. I mean,
it's a shame that you got Dan on before me, because I got a plan just for Dan on this one. So you get 16 and 19 and maybe a second round pick. You draft either Karlaftis or Jermaine Johnson at 10. I don't want Trayvon Walker. He's too raw. He hasn't had enough production, and he has no pass rush moves. He doesn't do anything with his hands. I mean, for the freak of nature talent that he is, he's very raw and would be a project. So I would rather take Karlaftis or Jermaine Johnson at 10, draft a receiver at 16, maybe get Williams. I know Burks and Olave would be on the board. Don't think Garrett Wilson will be. And at 19, get Linderbaum. Get Linderbaum at 19, or if he's not there, get your linebacker with Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean. What do you guys think?
Pretty tempting. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
yeah, Tyrone.
I like the 16 and 19. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
because there's no after Hutchinson and Thibodeau, there's no other real pass rusher there. I mean, you could drop.
I like Johnson. I like Johnson. I'm not really, I mean, I've seen a lot of people say he's going to drop a lot to maybe the late 20s, but I do like Johnson a lot. I think that maybe if we got that 10 at 16, I would take. If he's still there, I probably would take Williams at 16. I just think the kid is. If he wasn't hurt, he'd be the best. He'd be the first receiver off the board.
Yeah.
So, I would probably take him at 10. And then, like, as for going for Linderbaum, I wouldn't go for Linderbaum. I would go from Neal, the linebacker from Georgia. Neal.
Nakobe Dean.
Nakobe Dean.
Dean.
That's what I meant.
That's what. That's okay. Yeah, that's
there. Either take Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd, the linebacker from Utah.
Either one of those, we definitely be great. I mean, that's what we need. But everyone's so stuck on receiver, and we got to add the number 1 receiver. But I'm sitting there looking like this: we get a pass rusher, we can grab a receiver and do something like that. But you have to understand something. You know why the Eagles got rid of those 3 picks? They won 3 picks in the first round? Because it's going to cost them a lot of money. So that might be something Joe Jackson might factor in as well. You know what I'm saying? Because we are at the cap right now. Our numbers are as great as it should.
We got plenty of cap space. We just cut Ryan Griffin. There's plenty of those moves we made. Now all of a sudden everybody's worried about cap space. Now that's a new thing. Let's worry about other shit.
I wasn't
every other
about
fucking team. Every other team in the NFL is spending money like crazy.
I'm making the outlook. Listen, man.
The Rams
talking and listen for a minute, youngster. Listen, that's the reason why he did that. That's why he did that. That's why Philly did it. That's why it was so easy to make that trade. They didn't want to have to pay 3 first rounders. That's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. That's it. I ain't saying we should do that. I'm just saying
Rams
that's why they did it.
have space, and they still, are making moves. I mean, it could always be worked around. Always.
Nah, I mean, listen, but you know what? When we first heard the break of Bobby Wagner, what did they say his contract was? $50 million, right? What his actual contract is? $17 million. Was it really $1 million, a $60 million bonus, and a $3.7 million
Tyrone doing his
bonus?
research today. I'm
$4 million.
impressed.
Trying to
Smart as
overtake
shit. It's $10
Eflin.
million contract. $10 million contracts. What did he end up getting? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Prime time?
So yeah, that's good. I mean, I still want Garrett Wilson at receiver, but Williams, he's exactly what we need. We need someone to take the top off the defense. And the guy is the fastest guy in the draft before he got hurt. So
John, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it. Excellent
thank you. Anytime you guys want to jump on, my stream or vice versa, let me know. I would love to have you guys on, man.
Prime time, dude. He loves that kind of shit.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I let me know anytime. I'm planning to do it like Thursdays, maybe Mondays or Thursdays. I'm definitely not going to do Tuesday.
Mondays.
Yeah.
Have a good night, John. Thanks a lot.
You too, man.
Have a good night, man.
You take care.
Have a good night, bro.
All right. So there's
It's been a really
called
chippy show tonight, man.
This is just, I can only imagine the aftermath tomorrow when we upload it and like everybody listens to it. I can only imagine the shit's going to happen tomorrow. Shit. Oh, I can already sense it. That the just, yeah. Trevor, thank you, man. Good UFC card this Saturday, too. Big card.
Should stream
That's
it.
good news. I can't stream UFC. I like to watch it. Just watch it and enjoy it. The stream, because like you just got to worry about the chat.
Fine, I'll stream it then.
I do got a question though. So how was the fight this weekend, bro? Like being there live and everything else like that, being in the corner. How was that, man?
I mean, I've cornered before. It was awesome though, dude. They worked their asses off, dude. They trained really hard for it, and they're humble. They're quiet. They don't talk any shit. They just work their asses off. The one opponent kind of was a little bit mouthy. We didn't say a word, and you got knocked out in the second round. So shit happens sometimes. It's good though. No, it's cool, man. You know what the really cool thing is though? It's just like they're all amateur fights, and you just these kids, they're chasing their dreams, man. They're all working really hard, and win or lose, all you gotta do is learn from it. And if you lose a fight, you just learn and keep growing. Watch your film like everybody else does, and find improvements until you go pro. This is all just learning experiences, man. To be honest with you, so it's cool. 3-0 though, baby. 3-0, 3 wins, which is great. So let's go to Jets Unleashed. What's up, man?
Hey guys, how you guys been tonight?
What's going on, man?
What's going on,
I've been better.
That's good. Congrats on you guys' 8,000 for the show and everything. Congrats to you guys.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So going into the draft, this is gonna be fun. So I haven't heard anyone talk about this. And Joe Douglas did this last time. Why don't we just trade up from number 4 to a number 2 and go up for a pass rusher?
We're going to trade up from 4?
Yeah.
What are you giving up to move up 2 spots?
Next year, 3rd?
That's not going to do it.
Nah,
I love you,
you're not
man.
getting that lucky there, big fella. Hell no.
Okay. So how about
here's two
so
things.
one of this? So
we're not
one
trading
of
up.
this.
Let's just avoid it. We're not trading up. There's nobody we're trading up for.
No, not even for a pass rusher.
There should be one there at 4. It's not like Bosa's sitting there or like what I mean. There's a slam dunk sitting there. We're not trading up.
Okay then. So number 4. But I already know that Chad's roasting me.
You're doing fine, man. You're doing fine.
Yeah, So number 4, I would go with. I say you go pass rusher at that point.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
10, I would try to trade back at 10. Try to see if you can get Saints to trade up with you, and see if you can get a first or maybe a second one as well, a possibility. And then if you could try to trade those 3 second round picks for maybe Metcalf or A.G. Brown. That could have been a huge thing as well. Yeah, it might be overpaying a bit, I know, but it would be hard for them to say no to that. Not only that, then you can get a wide receiver. Well, wait.
No, I mean, I understand. I understand what you're saying, dude.
Yeah,
you trade back, you get another second round pick. You package those second round picks for Metcalf, which is fine. That's fine. But then I wouldn't go receiver again. Then you still gotta.
Then you change it, from the 16 pick. Then you gotta change it from there. So then,
I understand what you're saying. It doesn't. It's not a terrible idea. It's better. It's better than your first idea.
Because my mindset was to move up. With 4, and then from 10 to move back. That's all.
That's a lot of moving, man.
Yeah, I totally understand moving back from 10. I just can't see a scenario where they would move up from 4.
No,
just for the price to move up.
You're gonna have to give it.
There's nobody there.
Yeah.
And also, man, like the Saints, they don't have a first because they gave the first to Phillips next year. So all we could probably get is a second. No, you give a first and a second, or something like that.
Yeah, first and a second. Yeah, we get like a first and a second back from the trading up.
No, we wouldn't get that from the Saints. The Saints already gave their first for next year. It's already gone, so we wouldn't get that. So we have to be. It might have to be something else. You know what I'm saying? So. But no, I understand what you're saying. We get more, move back, get more capital to have more stuff to throw at Seattle. You know what I'm saying? But listen, this is my only problem with that. Last time we gave up 3 second-round picks, we moved up to draft this sorry quarterback named Sam Darnold. I don't like doing.
Why do we have to go down these negatives? Why is it always worst case scenario?
I just don't want to give 3. Listen, I think every time we give up 3 second rounders, something bad happens. I'll give you 2. I'm not giving you 3. Sorry.
Here, Tyrone.
Hey, this isn't Sam Darnold.
I learned some words of wisdom. If you live in the past, you stay in the past. We need to move on. We need to move on.
I'm just saying. I don't. Hey, look. Hey, I'm just saying. And we give up 3 second round picks, something bad gonna happen. No, I don't want to do that.
Come on, man.
Come on.
This is negativity. This shit tonight.
You wouldn't give up 3 2s for an AJ Brown.
No, I'll give him 2 in the third. I'm not giving up 3.
What the fuck's the difference?
Tyrone's trying to do so. He's trying to do some like bargain basement shopping for top players in the NFL, man. Come on,
I'm not doing it. I'm not giving up 3 2s.
This is just some shit. I definitely got to drink a lot more before the show.
Last time we traded up for a guy with 3 2s, we ended up getting the quarterback.
You can't.
We're not trading up though.
And it's a different regime, different front office, different mindset. You can't that's just antiquated thinking, man. Thanks for calling in, bro. We appreciate it, man.
No problem, guys. Have a wonderful night, you guys.
You too.
Have a good night, man.
This show's been something else tonight. Holy shit, man. Fuck. All right, so we got another one from Marcus. What's up, Marcus? Let's say Hutchinson, Walker, and Thibodeau are gone. Edge is a huge need. Are we taking Johnson at 4? I prefer Aquanu over Gardner in this scenario at 10. At 10 wide receivers, no trade happens. Best edge available. All right, so we'll start here. So you got
there's your
Hutchinson, Walker, and Thibodeau are gone. Taking Johnson at 4.
He says, "Are we taking Johnson?" He prefers Aquanu at 4.
So your choices are Johnson, Aquanu, or Gardner at 4.
4th best pass rusher, elite corner, or an offensive tackle.
I'm going Gardner. I'm going Sauce.
I'll go Johnson just to stay true to myself.
Damn it! I might actually go Aquanu. I wouldn't want to. I'd probably look to trade back. I'd probably look to trade back first. I don't think I would take Johnson at 4. I'd be okay with Gardner at 4. I think I'd be okay with that if they went that direction. But then give me a pass rusher at 10.
I wouldn't be happy.
And then you got to trade up for your wide receiver.
Hell no. I wouldn't be. No, we don't need to tackle, bro. That's not necessary.
All right, let's bring on. So now we got some takes where Aquanu might be the best player in this draft. All right. I didn't say Hamilton. I didn't say a word about Hamilton. I had not said a word, man.
Brought it up earlier.
Afram, save us, please.
The voice of reason.
There's no saving the show. It's.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good, man.
Yeah. I'm taking Aquanu at 4 and Neal at 10. All offensive line. I'm just joking.
I was just gonna log off. I was out of here. I was just logging off. I was like,
move Neal to center.
Show over.
Oh, just log right off.
It's amazing how we have the number 4 and number 10, and it's like we're in the worst situation we can possibly be. 2 high draft picks, and we don't know what we're going to take. Yep. It is very strange. First of all, I think I wore the right shirt today. Break the silence.
There you go.
Because everybody's out tonight. Also, Tyson, do you need an agent? Because you appear to be going on many shows recently, and your desire to be on these shows is increasing. I don't know.
I'm actually on another one tomorrow night too. So look at that.
Yeah,
I'm cruising along here.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be, if we would have gotten a wide receiver, 4 and 10 would have been a lot easier because we're not concerned about getting a wide receiver. But it appears I don't think Metcalf is going to be available to us. I don't think they want to deal with us. They already said AJ Brown they're not taking any calls, and the Texans already set a minimum of a number 2 for Cooks at 29. So I think that's
the thing is when those stories ever leak, it's going to be, well, nobody's on the market. Nobody's on the market. This to me, it just says, you know what, we haven't got the offer we want yet. I think everybody's available for a price. So that the Titans could say, you know what, we want X, Y, and Z. We've only gotten ABC. We're not interested. Make an offer they can't refuse. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they got to do it soon because they have to be able to trade and then negotiate a contract with these guys.
So what are your thoughts on McLaurin from Washington?
Well, I go after him, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, me too.
He's young. He's young. He's a little bit 2 years older, but I mean, you could.
He's gonna be 26.
Yeah, let's forget about salary. What's his name? Kirk's already. Listen, that market has been established now. You have no choice but to pay these guys. You're not going under 20 at this point. It's a given. It's done. They raised the bar and all these owners and GMs have paid it, and now you're stuck having to pay. This is what happens every time when there's a need. I don't foresee. I know they're talking with the Eagles, but I don't foresee them moving up. I think they position themselves for next year's draft with the 2 number 1 picks they're going to have, because they'll probably have and try to the quarterback market is a lot better next year. If they if they're not going to be sad, I don't think they're going to be happy with. I don't think they're going to stick with Hurts. I think they want
they got an insurance policy now. That's what they did.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're going to have to consider. You probably have to see. You'll see the Saints. I don't. They'll probably be a top 10 pick next year. I don't know if they're going to be that good this year. So getting their number 1 pick next year is a good deal. They made a good deal. I know everyone's talking about the Pittsburgh moving up to try to get a quarterback at 10, because they said they keep saying that what's his name, the head coach Pittsburgh is in love with he's in love with Malik.
Yep.
Yeah. So
apparently the Panthers are desperate too. They don't have a quarterback either.
Aren't the Lions rumored for him also too?
Yeah, but I don't. Do you pass up? Are these quarterbacks that tremendous that you're going to use a number 2 overall pick for?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Ain't the kid from Pitt better though? Ain't the kid from Pitt better?
Who Pickett? Pickett?
Yeah, man. What? He passed. You know what I'm saying? What, you got 49 starts?
I think with Willis, his ability to throw and to run, is more tempting, more desirable than to have a pocket passer. These days, everyone wants a running quarterback. It just changes the game for them. But I know you guys talk. You made a good point. If you take Gardner at 4, you gotta take your edge at 10. You're stuck taking your edge at 10. You can't go wide receiver then, because you really in Salah's defense he wants that edge. It only improved his defense in San Francisco when he got Bosa.
So then you trade up. Then you trade up in the. You take your second pick, your second round picks, and trade up and back into the first round. That's all to get your wide receiver.
We can, yeah, but I mean, at that point, who's
would you prefer would you prefer trading up and drafting somebody, or actually trying to make a move for like an AJ Brown if you can get a guy like him for 2 seconds?
If you can get him for 2 seconds, I would do that. I would do that for AJ Brown. The other scenario that I mentioned last time was either if you trade the 10, I want their 26, and maybe give him a second round. I want to swap. And at that point, I have a better chance because there is when you're picking low, there's not much. I saw some of these guys. I mean, the trade-off as far as the wide receivers at that level down there, you really just who benefits you and your scheme at that point.
So how much is the drop-off between a guy that you can get at 10 or a guy you can get, in the second round?
To me, the kid that's hurt is clearly number one. You could see it in the film. The rest of the guys, I mean, Wilson is a good route runner, but they also say that I've seen guys say London is a better route runner, and he can read defenses better than Wilson.
Yeah. So how much? Yeah. But how much are you willing to risk if you don't go receiver at 10? How long are you willing to wait to get your receiver then?
So it's a tough decision. Because if I'm taking that corner at 4 and I have to take my edge at 10, you have to take you move up to see who's available.
It could be a long wait.
It's a long wait. It is a long wait. This 4 and 10 is a tough situation. So I mean, there's still time. We don't know yet, and more moves can happen. But if it stands the way it is, it's a tough decision. So it's going to be, it's one of the hardest ones because the talent is not really blaring at you on all these picks. Yep. It's not like last year, and last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people were thinking Devontae Smith was supposed to be they wanted him number 1 overall. I mean, not overall, but the first wide receiver pick. Where it's proven Jamar was Chase is far better, but this is yeah, the closer we. What are we now? The 5th with 23 days left. So if anything's going to happen, it's in the next couple of weeks, I think.
What's really important? We're 11 days away from the USFL starting.
Yeah, that's true too. Maybe we find somebody there.
That's right.
And the XFL coming back too. Didn't they have an announcement tonight?
Next year.
Tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't one suing the other? I forget what's going on with that too. I think the old XFL is suing the new XFL or something like that for the name. There's so much bullshit going on, but we're in a very unique situation at 4 and 10, considering our need, because it's defense first at this point. But I can't see him. Prime time. I in one sense I agree with you, but I just can't see them going line. I just can't see it going line. They can get a tackle later on in later rounds. It's just the need. They're talking about, all they kept talking about is we need to win more games this year. So the only way they're going to win one is solidify that pass rush and go after the quarterback to disrupt. Because
I like that after one after you. I like that.
Good job. No, I'm not going after him. No, I ain't after him. Yeah, but in order to counter these speedsters, you're going to have to disrupt the quarterback.
Yep,
that's it. Going one-on-one is going to be very difficult because the game is made for offense. The wide receiver has the advantage over the corner and the safeties. It's you can't even touch them. You tap them after 5 yards and all of a sudden you're done. So you need to disrupt the quarterback in every which way possible. So
no, I completely agree with that. I just don't know how Douglas rate Aquanu and what he plans on doing with Fant and whether or not they're actually sold on Becton long term. And I think that could play into what they do at 4 and 10, hoping that they're not going to be in that same position next year.
He's got to trust his pick. I think he
got to trust the process.
He picked the guy. He picked the guy 11th overall. He's going to give him the shot. He brought in a guard, so he solidified the line.
I think what's coming out of this is that Primetime hates Becton. That's what I'm getting. That's what he's not.
I think he worried.
It's actually less about Becton and more about. I don't know if they're going to pay Fant what he wants at. What is he? 30 years old? 31? I mean, you're going to give him a 3 or 4 year contract.
Yeah, why not?
Pay him now.
Or
know that.
You see who's listen, or you see how he goes through the year, and you could give him in season extension like they did JFM, or you see who's available, next year and grab a tackle in free agency. If now we see that they're willing to pay for certain players, why not?
Afram, once again, thank you for calling in and saving us from our insanity tonight.
We're at 17.9 million. Right now.
See, and that was my next question. See that?
17.9
after Ryan Griffin got out of here. So,
which was interesting. I'm surprised that what's his GVR still on.
Well, I mean, if you just ask GVR, he tells you that he's an above average guard. He's telling
average,
you
average or above average. He said.
Yep.
He said average above. So, I was just thinking he's holding on to them to see who he could possibly make a trade and get asset with, and I would have thought that Griffin would have probably gotten him an asset faster than he would have got GVR would have gotten an asset, but who knows? But gentlemen,
have a great night.
I hope the rest of the night goes well for you.
Thanks for saving us.
No, I didn't say nothing. It's not over yet.
Have a good night, man.
Be well.
Have a good night.
I'm even getting.
I'll be right back.
I'm even getting texts saying this is a rough show. Like, man, this is a rough stream tonight. Like, thanks, man. Appreciate it. What are you gonna do? So, what we could do is we could bring on the guy that we've been trying to steal his player for the last 3 hours. What's up, man?
Hey, guys.
Jose! What's up, bro?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Are you ready to lose DK Metcalf to the Jets?
Stop it.
You know it's gonna happen, man. But Jose, this is how nice of a guy I am. This is how I'm gonna turn your sadness into happiness. Once DK Metcalf comes to the Jets, I will buy you his Jets jersey. There you go.
Wow,
that's fair enough. That's right. So when he comes here, I will buy you his jersey. Is that fair?
If he goes there, yes, that's fair.
Okay, and then because then you're gonna become a Jets fan then because you have to.
Might as well, man. Shit, you have no choice, bro. At this point.
Prime time. What you just did. I'm trying to reduce because like I've given Jose a lot of foreshadowing over the last year and a half, and he never listens to me. I'm already telling you he's gonna lose DK Metcalf, but to offset that pain and suffering, once that happens, I will buy him a Jets Metcalf jersey.
Actually, that's very nice of you. Actually, it's a good gesture.
Actually, I was on a Seahawks channel on Wednesday, and I actually
celebrity.
I actually talked that person into why trading DK Metcalf is a good thing for the Seahawks.
Yeah, because your team sucks, man. You're blowing it all up. Just go full rebuild.
Exactly. So anyway,
brace the rebuild.
Don't put tape over Darnold's name right Metcalf. Like prime time. Can I borrow one of your 5 jerseys?
I only got 2.
Now that
frame, Tyson. They're probably framed.
Now that is done.
Hold on. I got a bigger question though. So, in order to, since you're our resident Seattle Seahawks expert, what do we have to give you to get DK Metcalf? Because it's just a matter of time at this point.
One of the second rounders and the number 10.
No.
So number 10. You want number 10 pick and a second rounder?
Yes, one of your 3.
And we got to pay him fucking $25 million.
Sold. Make a deal. Let's go. I'm done. Let's go.
Hey, Jose, I got a question for you, bro.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you feel about your coach's comments at the owners meeting? He's gonna get fired.
He's always been like that.
Yeah,
I'd like to keep.
He definitely ruffled some feathers.
What did he say? I didn't see what he said.
Oh, he told the owners, he said y'all start hiring more diverse coaches. He stopped hiring people who look like you.
Oh, shit.
That's why I love him.
Yeah, bro. He smacked it out there.
Well, there's a lot of bullshit that happens, though. There's a lot of bullshit that happens. Sure. Yes, sir.
That is why I ride or die with Pete Carroll.
Well, you're dying right now with him. I can tell you that much.
I
That
know.
was sinking ass ship right there.
Can I talk real quick?
No.
Bubs, if you watch this on the replay, last week I heard you were a pitcher. I got some advice for you. Don't worry about worry about placement.
That's what I said.
Let me finish.
He's getting pitching advice.
I know that's what you said, PT, but I want to make a point. When did Greg Maddox throw over 95? Rarely, correct?
Never.
Greg Maddox? Nope.
He said 90 to 92. That was actually his quote that I gave last week.
Wasn't it like same thing with Tom Glavine? All those guys are like that.
Location, movement, velocity in that order. That was Greg Maddox who said that.
Location. So
and movement. You gotta have movement.
And movement, of course.
Yep.
So I have been a hot topic on YouTube. People can't.
Hey, but Jose, before we go into your hot topic, do you have any advice for Jacob deGrom?
Don't start this now.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. I mean.
Yeah.
Hard to be the best player. It's hard to be the best player in baseball if you're not really playing baseball, right?
Yeah, I got advice.
Best abilities, availability.
Roger Clemens.
Just making sure he's ready for October.
Roger Clemens.
That was a good one.
That's why we got Scherzer.
Roger Clemens.
Him and his bad hamstring. He'll slip on the
He
wet
doesn't
grass
need a
tomorrow.
He doesn't need a hamstring.
Do what Roger Clemens did. Then when Congress calls you, plead the fifth.
That's right. Hey man, what was the other one? Kirk Chilling, all those guys.
Yep.
Rafael Palmeira.
There's lots of them. That friggin' that guy in fucking what's his the guy from Boston, the guy I can't stand. Big Poppy, another guy.
Yeah.
He was just good with the media. That's all it was with him.
Oh, he knew what to do.
Pass with all that stuff.
Bullshit.
He knew what to do with his lips.
All right, so Jose, so now you have some YouTube drama going on. Now what'd you do?
Oh,
What have you been doing,
I have
man?
plenty of YouTube.
Why are you fighting
going
on?
on? So, March Madness was literally madness for me.
Okay.
I had two YouTubers mocking me and my disability, shaking like I do when I talk, and one of them actually defended me, only to go back last Thursday and do the same.
You can't worry about that shit, man.
The more popular you get, the more bullshit you're gonna get.
Bro.
Just
you know
get
the
used to it.
messages
Drown it out,
I
man.
get, bro. You know the messages
Drown
I
it
get,
out.
bro. People get conversations, bro. Who gives two shits what they think, bro?
You can't worry about it,
Doing
man.
What you doing, bro?
You can't worry about it. You can't worry about what anybody says.
Nah, bro.
Not worth the energy, man.
Yeah. But I am halfway to getting monetized.
That's
So
true.
what's our cut? What percentage are
We
we
get
getting?
1% at least, right?
I say 25%.
Hey,
25?
Hey, do y'all need me to negotiate? Because you know how I do.
Yeah.
You need me to talk.
Oh.
Jose, I'm going to call you later. We're going to work these numbers out. But trust me,
Yeah.
You know, We need some extra. I got you, boss. Don't worry.
Jose, you're actually in Tyrone's standards. You're actually overworked right now.
Yo, listen, I'm trying to tell you, man, because you don't never.
Hey, I show you guys out every
You
video.
get you some overtime checks.
At least I do videos. I'm like a certain somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
Am I right?
Hey, man,
you can call both those guys out. They're both in the same boat.
Hey, listen, bro. You know, we ain't asked you for all that, Jose. You know, we need all that tonight. You know what I mean? The boss man already on my back, bro. Come on, chill out, bro.
Hey, Tyson.
Yes, sir.
So, do you want me to do my shotgun the day of the draft?
Yes, of course. We have a big draft show, man.
I would do it after the number 10 pick.
There we go. I'll probably have it by then.
Wasted. Man, we're not going to make the whole draft, bro. We're not going to make it the first round, bro. I know we're not, bro. It's
I'm professional.
Hard.
Not going to be easy.
We're going to get kicked off YouTube after the first round. We will get kicked off YouTube.
So, Jose, but in all seriousness, just to go back real quick, don't worry about what people say, dude. You can never worry about that shit. People are just either jealous, they're haters, or they're just miserable human beings. Save your energy and your positive stuff just on positive stuff, man. Worry about yourself and doing good things, and fuck everybody else, dude. Seriously.
And focus on the positive messages, too.
Don't even worry about that shit.
For every one person that's going to talk shit about you, you've got hundreds of other people that support the fuck out of what you're doing.
Exactly.
Focus on that.
Everybody on this show love you, bro. You got everybody on your
love
show.
Love you.
Don't worry about that shit, bro. Fuck them.
Can't wait to meet you guys in Seattle.
Yes, sir.
You can wear your Jets Metcalf.
Yes, sir, boss. You already know, boss. We already know, boss. Yeah. We ain't playing with that.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
You should be a
I
Jet
can't
fan
wait
by
just
then.
for that reason.
You be a Jet
That's
fan
the only positive thing.
Yep.
That's the only positive thing I'm looking
forward to. It's gonna be great. Think about just picture this, Jose. Just picture this. Me, you, Tyrone, primetime. You're wearing your Jets Metcalf jersey, watching your favorite team just get stomped by the Jets. Isn't that gonna be awesome?
Well, people are gonna kill me
for
wearing a Jets Metcalf.
By the end of the game, you'll be doing Jet chants with us.
Oh, I'll do a Jets chant with you guys, no matter what.
You better.
Yes, sir.
I
might not make it out of Seattle alive, but
you'll be fine. You got us, man. Look at Tyrone. Tyrone can just he's like your human bodyguard. You're good.
Right. Listen. We got Jose. We got a rule, bro. We gonna leave out there. Believe that. We gonna get out there.
We have no problem with that.
No matter how we do it, we getting out there. Believe
it
that.
May not be pretty, but it'll be fine.
All right.
Jose, have a great night, man. Stay positive.
God bless.
Love you, bro.
Love you guys, and I'm out later.
Later, dude.
Love you too, man. We good.
All right. We survived this show somehow, primetime.
That was rough.
This was not a pretty one. I'm definitely not proud of this show by no means tonight.
You see what happens when I come on early. When I come on time, this is problem stop.
So we'll be back next Tuesday, unless there's any kind of breaking news, unless there's some kind of big trade or anything else. Then we got to start wrapping up our draft insight too. So we're doing that as well. And then we got USFL is the 16th. All kinds of shit going on around here. So thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next week.
Good night.